right, you guys can see. Green to the upside. Go green to the upside, green to the upside, green to the upside.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Get ready to rumble!
Pump up the jam, yo, pump it up, yo, pump it. Y'all ready for this?
I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. Move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. Give it up, go.
Welcome to the big show. Simply wake up.
Pump it up while your feet are stumping and the jam is pumping. Look ahead, the crowd is jumping. Pump it up a little more, get the party going on the dance floor. See, 'cause that's where the party's at, and you find out if you do that. I want a place to stay. Get your booty on the floor tonight, make my day. I want a place to stay. Get your booty on the floor tonight, make my day. Pump up the jam, pump up the jam, pump up the jam, pump up the jam, pump it up,
At the 25, breaks a couple of tackles. Headlock, go! Headlock, go! He could go all the way.
Hey, you, get out of our way because today is the day we will put you away.
It's fun to stay in the YMCA. It's fun to stay in the YMCA. They have everything for your men to enjoy. You can hang out with all the boys. Let's get ready to rumble. Get ready to rumble.
pump up the jam, yo, pump it up, yo, pump it.
Aggressive, be aggressive.
Simply en fuego.
What's up, fam? How we doing? It is lunch commentary. Lunch commentary starting up right now. Hopefully everyone's had a good day so far. Deck went live for a while. It's kind of crazy. It's like Deck still going live. INVO was a top gainer of the day, which I was pretty surprised how long INVO stood up for, or stayed up for, I guess should have stood up for, but it stood up for something. You go back to past chart history, there's just nothing on INVO. It's really weird. Why the heck is that on that 1 minute chart over here? I just now realized that. But INVO, the past chart history, there's like really nothing there. It's really weird on INVO. So I'm sure we will get a crazy red candle overall, and I knew it would be a great short. It's just one of those ones that waited for a while. Actually broke my streak that I've had for quite a while now. I have to go back. It was like Thursday before last or Friday before last since I've had a loss. It was 26 or 7 trades. Finally took an L this morning, and I could have taken a W or at least a half win, but I never scaled out here because it never cracked the VWAP. My entry was 154 for the trend line. I got the trend line crack here, and I got in at 154, so I got a great entry price because it was moving slow, and I was like, here we come, we're about to crack the VWAP. And I could have taken about 10, 12 cent profit. I just never did because I thought I was going to crack the VWAP. Okay, popped up. Okay, we're still good. Cracked back down. I was then looking at Tesla. Kind of forgot about INVO, really thinking we were about to crack this VWAP here. If I'd had my eyes on it, I may have not taken an L. I don't know. But I was all worried about freaking Tesla, which we can go back to Tesla right here. You can see my trend line I had in this morning. Tesla was just money. You can see the trend line crack. So I was so worried about Tesla to start the day. So when this opened up, we'll kind of zoom in here and you can kind of go back and look here. So we zoom in and look at the time of everything. I'm so worried about Tesla at that point going, oh, I got to get this trend line crack. I kind of didn't think about INVO for half a minute. By the time I did, and I looked over, I was already in Tesla, I looked over, and this was already up to about 165, 167, somewhere in there. I was like, no, shit, damn it, no. I was like, oh, I forgot about this one. So finally did take the L this morning. It's all good. 67 to 72 so far on the Trade Every Alert Challenge. So I was 1 of 2 this morning. So I lost a few $100 here on INVO, but I got about like $4,200 out of Tesla on this dump on the way down because I wanted 205, and after it hit 205 it just kept crashing through 205, so I actually got out in the 204s at that 204.50ish mark. So I got about $5 out of Tesla this morning. I alerted that in my morning voice alerts. I alerted to you guys in chat. I said Tesla trend line to VWAP crack, but then I said under 208 low of day, watch for just a great short op. And then we got it was just dumb. That was easy money. But INVO was the top gainer in the small caps. I wouldn't say INVO is done unless it cracks under 170. Under 170, and I think it's done for the day. AKU for the super. So it's just gonna be like my play, right? AK University over here, right? This is kind of dope. I didn't think about that. AK University. Not a big fan of sub $1 plays, but over 38 cents here, maybe over 40 cents. This can continue up. We'll get back to the charting right here on AKU, AK University. I kind of like that. It's kind of different. Just not a big fan of these sub $1 plays. Maybe this just rolls. Does have resistance at, and we're right about where we're at now, 35 cents up to 38 cents. Over that room to 42, potentially 43. Over 43, then we have room to run to 50 cents in that 200-day moving average. CVM was another one that was moving up. Again, I would not touch a lot of these plays. I'd be very careful. As soon as it hits high of day, it's right back on down. Back below 180 in VWAP. Watch for a good short on CVM. Got it. What's up, Mamba J-Web? J-Web, yeah, that's why I said I'm just Tesla. I don't know. I could try to tell most people. I said this last Friday when I was going live with. Actually, I need to put that in my post. I made a video earlier. I should have put that in the post. I moved away from AMD and Apple and mainly trade NVDA, Meta, and Tesla. Those are my main three because you just get massive moves. Like when you crack, we can go back to Friday, which I alerted all these plays for you guys on Friday to short. You know, under 214 for Tesla. Under 214, look how we failed. Came back, rejected on the retest. All the way down to 211 into the 210s. That's a massive dump. That's huge. Let's go back to Meta on Friday, team. We took this trade. What did we want? Meta. Let's go back. Sorry, my bad. Boom shakalaka. So Meta, it was under, I think, the 311 mark, if I'm not mistaken, and I know it was because I just edited the video. Under 311 was the massive short. Look what happened under 311. We just dumped. There was no return. It just is immediate money. You know, there's a $5 or $4 dump, we'll call it. And of course, I haven't had to shut my brokerage down to kind of edit some stuff up so I could edit on this computer. But under 416, I remember under 416, I can just show you because it looks like charting. I was like, no, I know it was. I'm like, oh, yep, it was 416. Under 416 for NVDA, fell all the way to 411. You know, these are massive, massive moves. You know, that's why I've moved back over and just mainly trade those three tickers. Some days I trade the SPY, but I've still even moved away from it quite often and just trade Tesla, Meta, and NVDA. They move the best. NFLX cracking the uptrend. Let's see. I haven't looked at NFLX all day long. Real quickly, CVM though needs to hold this one. I'll go ahead and put the line in because it is the main, other main stock. I would say this bouncer in the VWAP has to hold, or we could start seeing some nice tumbling and a good short opportunity for CVM. I'd say the lowest this is going to hold to see if any kind of bounce would happen would be around the 150 mark. Right about there. Old high of day became support afterward. That's got to hold again, or this thing's definitely going to start tumbling back on down. Could see easily into the 130 mark. Let's go back to NFLX. See, trend line. Got the trend line right here. In trend line, there's that beautiful trend line Mom was talking about. You got to worry about 102.80. 102.80 is going to be your main key that you got to crack, and then the VWAP. Underneath that, then we'll definitely get some dumpage. But 102.80ish area is what you're worried about. Got the breakfast feast. Where's my lunch money? I gotcha. I will probably not be trading at lunch today. I can tell, unless just something sets up. I will tell you that. Just kind of getting into like even like just going over the weekend too. I'm like, man, and stuff today too. We're in this. Which that's why there wasn't a lot of trades for me. We're in this area, in my opinion, where we don't have a lot of good setups. We're kind of in the no man's land of area we haven't been to in a while for a lot of these charts. And so when you get to that, well, then all of a sudden, you know, and it's a little unpredictable at times when you get out of the area that we were used to and you're in for such a while. And so then it's readapting to this, or you know, to a new area essentially. At what point do you say not? When do you not choose Tesla dump so fast? So Tesla, I just wanted to. So essentially, let's go back to the Tesla trade. Actually, I mean, you know, I can't. Let's see. Can I do it on Trade Ideas? Yeah, there's no. Thank gosh. Usually, there's a lot of misprints on Trade Ideas. So you can pretty much see the trend line I had early on was right here. I had multiple ones on, honestly, on Tesla. We'll just trade that one, right? So I wasn't in pre-market, but mine, what I was mainly looking at, which I love, is my one on Thinkorswim. And you can go back and see this overall, what I was looking at for Tesla. And essentially, when I got under this 109.50 mark, you know, there's nothing in my opinion, which we'll go and zoom in so you can really even see over here. I'm just getting in. So right here, right under 109.50 right there, trend lines crack, VWAPs crack. So I'm going to start to enter. You know, I'm just going to start to enter on that trade for a pullback down. Like I was saying in my morning voice alerts, 108.75 under 108.75 to low of day, which was right around 108. If you go back far enough in pre-market, you did hit around the 108 mark right here, which I'll show you right here, right? So you hit about the 108 mark in pre-market, right? Just above it. And so when I go back and charting beyond that. So this is my first short to get in a little bit for this piece of the pie. I was in 10 contracts just to get in on the piece of the pie. But when we crack 208, and I'll go back on charting right here into a 4-hour time frame, ain't got nothing to hold us up. Ain't nothing there. There's nothing there. There's nothing. You've got to go back so far. What's that mean? That typically means dumpage. And so when we cracked 408, I'm in full. I immediately was in. I just pulled the trigger. I think I waited for, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, I thought I put this to silent. So funny. I heard my phone was jingling earlier and I meant to. I think it was maybe in a 3-minute time frame when we got that confirmation. Right at it? Yeah, right. That's what I thought. Right at it. See? Oh, where's it at? No, right here. Right at it. Right at it. I was like, ooh, I was waiting to pull the trigger, And as soon as we flushed below this lower candle right here with that lower shadow, it was like 107.55. I just pulled the trigger again because we were hovering right around that 207.55 mark for a minute. And I was like, is this going to be it? I was like, there's no way. We're under 208 right now. And I was like, man, there. And so as soon as we cracked that lower shadow, I just started pulling the trigger and just, you know, boom. I just 20 contracts just like that. I mean, so now I'm in 30 contracts total. Forgot what my average cost basis with it. I'll have to go back to the actual. Here, we'll go back to it. But with a lot of these, you can't wait for candlestick confirmation because you're not going to get them a lot of time because they move so much and so fluid. They do. So you just get below certain areas and you're gone. You know, it's you have to pull the trigger. I mean, when I post my post later essentially with my 3 trades I took from Friday, if you don't get in, you're going to be left behind a lot of the time. Like you just have to understand and trust under certain areas or over certain areas you just get in. So yeah, right now, oh my gosh. Yeah, so that's crazy the put right now, how much where it is now. But that put this morning though went from $5 at opening bell. That's what I thought were around $5. The put I was in was a 207.50s. It went from $5 and went all the way up to $8.50. It was actually in 462 right at opening bell. So when it cracked, I think I was in at like 502, somewhere right around there for that trend line crack. So, and then it, like, you know, my point. And then when we cracked, I think when we cracked 208 right there, where were we at 208? Trying to go back and look here. 552. So 517 and 552 were my entries on that. And then it ran and my exits 723. Wow, that's awesome. 709, and then it squeezed a little more for 715. 735 as I scaled out as we kind of cracked on down. And then I missed the bottom part of it, you know, then I missed this. So this is where I was getting out at right through here. Here's where I was getting out at right through there in the contract, thinking we'd bottomed out. And then we flushed for more. I was like, oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. Does that make sense though? Overall, Mamba, does that make sense, boss, on how to get in what you're doing there overall? And at what point are you not chasing is my point, because I'm just feeling it. At what point are you not chasing? I would say you're not chasing as long as you get in probably, because my target, because I know this was actually, I was always through all the different lobbies after I get done. I'll listen to every, and this is the one day I was actually listening to other lobbies. I listened to Kush and Yeah Buddy and Deck all at the same time. It's really crazy to try to do that at some point in time. Anyway, and someone, I remember I heard Kush talking about it, and I was like, yeah, you just, if your target's so far away, you don't typically ever have to worry. Like, so point being, if my 208 low of day, which again, you can't really see how far this got back in low of day, but you know, I know under 208 there's nothing. And so even if I get it like 207 in my opinion, or anything above it, or if you waited for candlestick confirmation, would you get in a 5-minute time frame? Yeah, even right here at 206.30, my target was 205. And so even with this candlestick confirmation in the 5-minute time frame, now are you chasing? I'd give that like a 4 or 5 out of the scale, because you could have got it on the trend line crack, and you could have gotten as soon as 208 crack, because there's really, or even especially 208.75, there's just nothing. And so that's up to you when you feel like you're chasing. To me, you're still not chasing until you're somewhere in this area than you are, because to me, goal was 205 to 204. I didn't see it getting any lower than 200 today, which we didn't get there, but you're chasing under 205, 100. You're chasing, to me, under 2, like even under the 5, you know, we go back and look at where that's at. Okay, well, it's at 206.30. Well, then you're still not chasing that bad, because you can still get, which even in the contract, you got literally going back to that contract from that area, you got another $1.20 move on the contract alone from this crack down, you know, so that's a big move overall. So it's up to you. You know, it's up to you where you're chasing. You got maybe more than, if you go back and look at it, I have to look, but actually got more than that. You got like $2 almost from there, from here to here. Yeah, you get $2 from there. And so from there you're not, but anywhere underneath that you kind of are. You know, you got to know where your target's at and how far this can get down. You know, is that always going to hit? No, let's just be honest, it's not. And so to me, you know, this is, like I said, I give this a 4 or 5. It is chasey. It's definitely a little chasey, but not bad chasey, not super bad. You know, to me, I would have said, why aren't you getting in at least in the 207s? You know, somewhere in the 207s you should have been in, 100%. Let's see. How do you see the SPY? Got it in there, Mamba. And that's what you have to do, unfortunately, a lot. And I've been asked that a lot recently. I think it was on Friday, was the last time, was like, what are you doing with these plays? Are you really sticking to candlestick confirmation? I'm like, man, I wish I could. I just candle all the time. You know, you're going to get, you'll get burnt if you wait on candlestick confirmation. I say burnt, but you're getting in too late a lot of the time. Depends on what time frame you're in. Now, that's just more justification is what helps you. You know, you want to get in below a certain area. Okay, you're in. Then you want to see that 3 and 5. If you haven't gotten it, definitely help you out and close one after the other. I'd say SPY kind of like Tesla right now in that double top look overall. 423. 423 is a nice double top. But when you reject and come down, and you come down to the same area you came down to earlier in your bouncing, which is 422, that's showing you a lot of bullish strength, in my opinion, for the time being. So be careful. Hopefully you've taken some short on that, or you're taking some profit, I should say. Knowing this upper VWAP band continues to ride up, that typically gives me a little more feel that we're probably not at high of day yet, and 423 isn't quite it. We could easily squeeze through 423 in next area. About where we could get to could be high of day is that upper VWAP band, 423.25 to possibly 423.50-ish area. I think I said my morning voice alerts, if I'm not mistaken, it was 423.50 to 424 would be the high of day. I think that's what I said. I have to go back and listen to it if someone's listening and remember those. I think that's what I said would be high of day, unless we get one of those abnormally crazy large days. We typically, if you look at Monday, don't get those. Look at last Monday we go, and then we kind of settle off. I think we could see that again today. I know Deck's waiting to go live again. So, you know, right now, could we get a little higher? Yes. Would you want to trade anything at this time? No. I would say you'd want to wait for under 422 100%, and then candlestick confirmation is the main thing. But then if you don't want to wait for that, 421.90, because that's the lowest low below. So if you see anything below 421.90 going for a short, but you could get clogged up right here at 421.60, 421.40. Somewhere in this area could easily clog your ass up, and then you're bouncing in reverse. The lowest I would see that short gets down to would be a full dollar again to 421 in the VWAP. up and over 423 for that high of day move, potentially to 423, 50, 60 area would be your goal for the next move up, in my opinion. Ivana, let's see here real quickly. That's actually M. I just want to keep calling you M and M so bad. MLM is pre-market the same concept. You need to use limit orders as opposed to, yes, 100% M. Yep. 100% do. So only time I trade in pre-market, I could have to Tesla today if I really wanted to, because the price on it got so low. I could have gotten a decent amount of shares, and I have done that recently. Luckily to me, my trend line never fully cracked until the opening bell, which I could not believe we got that, because it was so much recently. NVDA, there were so many trades last week that happened right before the opening bell. I'm like, no. I think we had one on Friday happen before the opening bell, if I'm not mistaken. So I was lucky on this one that I didn't have to worry about it. Apple and AMD, I trade shares typically. Sometimes I'll do contracts with it if it isn't moving too fast. Try to do double dip in there, because again, they don't move too volatile or as much. You know, it seems since this is right in the middle, I'm going to move this right there. So we have this 216.85 area, and that's got to be back from at some point when I put a red line of resistance. If we get through that, I would imagine we get a good spike on Tesla. Again, same with not Tesla. Same with SPY. Same with SPY. You know, we got that double top, so watch for 423, that third touch breakout. Put that in Dex Lobby. Let's see here. Cal Spile looks. Vana, my bad. Vana, what time frame are you looking for on the trend line cracks? Like one minute when it comes to small cap plays. Now, if it gets later in the day in small cap plays, I may wait for the 3 minute. I know SPR was a trade that we played last week on a weekday during lunch. I want to say it was Wednesday. We traded this. Had a gorgeous actually shelf built up. I'll go back in time and you can just see you can go 15-minute time frame, because it lasted a while at $21. Go back to Wednesday of last week, and there it is right there. So there's that crack finally below. We just waited, we waited. So on this, I waited for a 3-minute candlestick confirmation, although it was right around, I actually got in right before the 3-minute close, because I was kind of doing, I call it the point of no return. And that's what I'm kind of talking to Mamba about. Mamba, we may have discussed that in the past. I'll call it the point of no return, where, you know, I'm waiting for candlestick confirmation, but if it gets past a certain point that I feel if I don't get in now, there's no point. I'm just going to miss a piece of the pie. And that's what I was talking about over in Kush's lobby earlier, as I preach and teach, just get a piece of the pie. So if your target's so far away, X amount away, I'm just going to, under a certain amount, I'm just going to get in. I can't wait for candlestick confirmation to confirm anymore. We just going to get in this boat. So Ivana, there is always that, the point of no return. Secondly, 1 minute time frame for small caps until we're later in the day, then 3 minute. When it comes to mid cap and large cap plays, 3 minute time frame to start the day, and then 5 minute for verification after that. Same with small cap plays. Love the 1 minute to start off with, but I love getting, I always call, I coined it now with continuation candlestick confirmation. So I want 1 minute, I want 3 minutes, then I want 5, then I want 10, then I want 15. The more that continue to confirm on the downside or to the top side, the more usually typically you're going to go in that direction until you hit major reversal areas. Cal, let's see, SPY looks trapped on the 200. I don't like either long or yes, Cal right now 100%. I would say, though, you have a good channel built up. It's pretty plain and clear to see. You can see this overall. 422 is the main. Look at that team. I just lowered it a little bit, but that was once resistance. That is so crazy, has now become support today. So here's what we're just going to do is move this up to 423, and this is at 422. And so play that channel. So you know the break of the top, we've got some room to run. Crack at the bottom, we'll have a small little short. Now how much? I wouldn't say a ton. 50 cents, easy in my opinion, somewhere in that range. At least 25, but that's a lot, right? I mean, that's not a lot, right? You know, I want, like Tesla earlier, I'm going, team, short Tesla here. This is massive movement. You know, under 208, we had $4 in my opinion to move down. That's just, you just get in and just let it go. You know, it's just such an easy trade in my opinion. We have such a big profitability zone. I haven't traded today. I'm starting to get antsy. Mamba. I'm sorry. Yeah, that Tesla trade to start the day was just absolutely money. You know, love those opening bell trades. I've been getting them a lot recently, and I've been trying to alert them to you guys so you can get one, you know, and that was the best one. That's why I was like glued to it this morning. Okay, any good leaps? Honestly, Tesla, bro. I mean, Tesla's so far down, daddy. I just don't know how. I mean, maybe if it gets a little bit less, a little bit lower. I almost said lesser. That sounds. I guess that's another way to put it. If it gets a little lesser, But if it gets a little lower, I mean, Tesla, gee golly, bro. I mean, you're talking, I know it was earnings and all, but we're talking from the 260s and 50s we were at last week, just hovering all through those, all the way down to the 200. This was one I didn't really think much about today, and even me, and like now I'll go. This will probably be another one I'm going to check back off. Going, you an idiot! Why didn't you get in long? You've been waiting for a play to pull back for the longest term, or for the longest time to get in for a long-term play to get $20, $30, $40 out of. Tesla's it. We're probably all gonna look back here in about Friday, and Tesla's back up to 247. We're going. Yeah, should have gotten that one at 204. Tesla's high watch for that long-term play. Honestly, Tesla was one of them. Meta was another. SPY was there, honestly. I think we talked about it all last week. No, Meta's not there yet. SPY's another one. SPY that we talked about, I know in Dex Lobby for the longest time, where that low is going to be, and I'm right there with most people. I said, and that to me, if I really want to put money on it, my low, I'll go back to it on the daily on the SPY. I'll pull it up on Thinkorswim here. It's much prettier. We'll go back to like the hourly. To me, there was just no way. La la. I like this song. I like all these old songs. Anyway, I play almost so much stuff I play over here. I think it was gonna get any lower than this, Daddy, or anyone else in chat. See all these bounces at 410. I just didn't think this area right here would crack. 410 to 415, 410 to 4. You just go back in time and you keep going back. But I was like, maybe this little 403, 405 area that I keep seeing little bounces at and resistance at. But shit, I mean, if you're in at 410, that's not that big of a pullback. Maybe you'd get a little worried, but to me, 400 would then be the stop loss. I just didn't think it would get any lower than this right here. And, well, I'm not going to get until that, but that was me. But it's still another one. You got to think of the retracement that we've had so far. We're getting pretty low on SPY, and then you get over here to Tesla. That just quick retracement, you just almost every time, quick retracement up, quick retracement up. This one was a little bit bigger overall, but here's where the quick part came in. Even here's the quick part where we went up. That was so quick. We finally hit such a support area. I was like, there's no way it's getting lower than 200, so I don't know why. I know I'm just blabbing on about it, but I'm pretty sure I'm about to look back at this one going, why, what were you not thinking? What were you not thinking there? That's it, because I wasn't thinking a total. But Daddy, those would be my top two. Now, I'm not really looking across the board. NFLX was another one. I know this is Malice Play in chat. He's in this one quite a bit. This was so low. If you go back, my friend, go back to, we go back more than 10 days. Let's just go back like 20 days at least. When we fell, we go back even further than that now. I forgot it was like earlier this month. Let's go back, whatever, let's go back this far. When we fell, though, from 400, when we finally cracked 400, this fell back so far into a big support area, right around 445, 450. I'm surprised it even got that far, but and it fell a little bit lower, but that was kind of one as well. Of course, earnings helped that out a lot, and that one's gone, but that was kind of another one because it was getting so low. At least I'm just looking at the ones we look at daily. And chat, I'm sure there's another one out there, out across the board that's just dumped. Daddy says, okay, cool. What leaps? I haven't looked into doing leaps, Daddy, honestly. I have to, break those down. Let's see here. I have to look into those. I really don't know which ones you'd want to do. I'd have to look into those for you, though, and see which ones, because I haven't really ever looked into looking to do them before. If anyone's ever done those today. I mean, hell, you wouldn't have to go that far out, though, in my opinion. I mean, you have January, February. I mean, you have literally all the way up to January of 26. You have January of 26 on here. like I was like, I don't know. Anyway, I'd have to look into those though. But yeah, let's see here real quickly. Air new IPO. Air Jordan. Okay. Oh, well, this is kind of pricey, but all right. Let's see what we got here on Air. AIRE Air. Let's see here, Meta doing a bit. Let's see. I'm looking at Meta. Still looking at Meta. This is the lunchtime where it's getting a little choppy, I know, and so you guys have to be careful as well what you're looking at and what you're wanting to trade. I'm just telling you right now, be careful trading across the board during these lunch hours. We did get some good movement certain days last week, but that was because of certain talks or whatever was going on. Then there were certain days where and that's the thing, usually every day it's slow. It's choppy and slow for the first 30 minutes or so to an hour of lunch, and then all of a sudden it is like we get the move. We get the big, just massive, nasty move. Is Air halted up, by the way? I'm guessing it is. Halted up. Let's see here. But the thing is, there are many different leaps, which would be. Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, I have to look into those. Because I would want to like dive in and see exactly what like when doing leaps, you know, because I would want to do. I'd want to be very precise and what you would want to do. Because a lot of these too, especially, you know, like overall. Let's see here. Let me do this real quickly. Do this. Gotcha. So it would just gotcha. They do cost a lot more money though. So just so you can know, just making sure, because man, that's what I'm just telling you. I'm picking and I'm just making sure. Okay, if you do 200 shares by 2 calls and don't because call exactly out of the money. Exactly. Cool. So yeah, I have to look in and see exactly when you start doing leaps, Daddy, which one you'd want to choose. So yeah, it's just essentially I was like, what's considered a leap? So essentially, I think with what's essentially 9 months or further out. So it's October, what you call it October. So 9 minus 2, so anything past next July, past next July would be a leap at this point. So the first one would be maybe the June 21st ones would be, but I know September. You know, if you're looking at that, then you're talking $30 a piece, which isn't bad, you know, but that's still pretty pricey overall, and that's what you wouldn't want to do a ton. But there is some decent volume, even actually these the ones that are further out. Like I mean, especially if you go to Go to January 27th, January 17th of 2025. And I mean, the delta on either side doesn't move too much. There's not a crazy range. Like sometimes there is on the ones that expire today or the next day or coming up. Sorry, something just like took my mouth away. I was like, oh, what's in my throat? Because like sometimes like today's, we'll just go to days. 85 cents to 9 cents, right? Or not today's, but the closest ones for Tesla would be 85 cents and then 9 cents. That's how big the range is on the delta for the expiration date this Friday. Now you go all the way to that 2025, that January 17th on 2025. There's a difference between the highest one 77 cents and the lowest is 40. I'm on the calls, by the way. I'm on the calls. And so if you expect this to go to, you know, which a lot of people have. For some reason, there's just a lot of 200 calls right now on Tesla. You know, that's huge. There's huge volume. And there's I say huge, decent volume. I'm looking at open interest. There's 28,000. I guess they haven't obviously been filled yet. But people like me that want to get filled at Tesla. So there's open interest right now, 28,321. That's a stupid amount. There's even more at 175. So there's more people betting on Tesla going down to hitting 175 in the long term, hoping it gets filled there for the move back up. You know, that's how many open interests there are on the calls. So that's what you have to go through there, and I'll figure it out for you, Daddy. Because I'm going to get into that over time. I'm going to start doing that for sure. Right now, what I would be telling you wouldn't, you know, I mean, come on, I'm decent. I'll give myself probably C+ credit there, maybe B- of what I'd tell you. But that's what I'd mainly be looking for, you know, on those leaps, is going to find an expiration date that has a lot of good volume, and or if not, obviously because it hasn't been filled yet, open interest, which means they are wanting to get filled there. Like if you go to that January 17, 2025 contract, you look at the 175 strike price, there's a 33,000 there. That's a lot of people that want to get filled at 175 for a long. So that's what you'd be looking for. Handsome feller. Nick, how can I increase my confidence? I was in it for 148 calls, no, for next week, and I saw that didn't broke resistance, sold for 900 just a little too risk, and now it's at my let's see here. What was your overall you got to go, Nick, what was your stop loss? So let's go back to shop. What was your stop loss overall for shop? Or no, not shop, snow. So Nick, what was your overall target, which you said was maybe, it said sitting in now, could have been 150, but what was your stop loss? Did you have a stop loss in mind? And it may have been hit, because of course it hit 145-ish or so today. And so that was the first thing I'm going to ask you always, Nick, is what was maybe your, what was your stop loss? Where would you short JWeb, NFLX? Where would I short NFLX? Ooh, I actually put this in my morning voice alerts. I probably wouldn't touch NFLX until it cracked 396 or went over 410. So there is that. Take that with a grain of salt or however you'd like to, J Webb. I'm not touching it till it gets out of that area. It's a little too choppy for me in this area. Where would I short this at? Probably under 402 to be safe. We've cracked the VWAP under 402. I don't know how we wouldn't hit 401, potentially 400 again. So I would wait for the VWAP to crack and then get that candlestick confirmation. Once you start cracking 402, that would be where I'm starting to look to go short. And seeing the best thing, if anyone that's out there, that you're trying to increase your confidence, or, you know, how long you're wanting to stay in a trade. You're taking profit too soon, essentially, when you, like, at least for your profitable trades. What you need to do is you need to keep practicing what you're really good at. And I don't know if you're tracking and journaling your trades. I'm going to keep saying this a ton, so it just breaks your eardrums. But you need to be tracking and journaling trades till you find some recipe of what you're good at that you can repeat day in, day out. I mean, man, if I just do this day in, day out, I have a really good high win rate at this. Because the more you do that 1, 2, maybe 3 things at most day in, day out, the better you're going to get at, and the more confident you're going to get taking those trades. Well, then what's going to happen? Well, on top, you're going to start seeing them go more and more and more your favor, where you're probably taking profit too soon, but you're always in the right trade. Your entries are what is what needs to be right at first. You need to get those entries down. So beside that, go in smaller shares or contracts. Beside that, paper trade, get more trades in, but doing the same thing, not just, so again, going out there with an AK47 and just all over the place and just trying to get everything to stick. Because what's generally going to happen, that's not going to work out for most traders, and it's not going to stick for you. So you've got to figure out what works best for you and just do that day in, day out. You know, what time of the day you're good at trading, all those things, and that comes back to tracking and journaling. The only thing else that's really going to help you is, holy Jiminy Air. Good Lord Almighty, this thing is flying with massive gap ups, team. A-I-R-E, crazy gap up right there, team. I don't even think you can get in right now. I was going to say, hey, if you want to try to get in here for A-R-I-R-E, watch for a crazy move here. Wow. All right, let's see here. Is anything, y'all? I know Deck's going live, and I don't know if anyone's still over. If you want to look at anything, thank you though for air though, RJ Rocker. That was awesome. That's going crazy right now. I'm not really looking to probably take any trade. It has been. I was wondering what we'd get being down so far with a lot of these tickers over the last few days. You going back, if you look at just the charting on every one of these tickers, they were hitting lows that they haven't seen in quite a while. You go back to NVDA, you go back to Meta, Tesla. I'm not surprised for the reversal for the day. I'm not at all. I'm surprised it did go up as high as a lot of them have gone up, though. I will say that, because we've gotten some good pops and returns to the top side. Go back to SPY, and not NFLX so much. Let's go back to SPY. SPY again over 423. Watch for that call. You know, watch for that breakout over 423. Let's see here, Kyle. What would be your hottest longs? Yeah, Meta, Tesla, NVIDIA, all of them, because they're down so far. I mean, look how far how far Tesla's returned today. Or NVIDIA, my bad. NVIDIA. I mean, from 410, 408, all the way up to 425, 430. That's just crazy. Tesla as well. Tesla's got a crazy return today from the 202 to 215, 216 area. But yeah, Cal, those would all be my hottest longs for sure. 100%. 100%. And trading here at lunch, like I said, there's really nothing to look at as far as trade the channels. You know, if you go through any of these plays, I know ARE, it's a little bit Tesla. All these plays have channels as of right now. You can see Tesla's channel, resistance at 416, support at about 413.40 or so. Meta right now working our way up the uptrend channel, so put your trend line in on it. Maybe we are working our way out a little bit, maybe more to the right-hand side right now, which would be 315 support at 316.50-ish or so resistance. So most of these have nice, decent channels moving across the board here during lunch hours. We're starting to actually get a little bearish right here for NVDA. Under 425.60, under 425.60. Watch for the short, for more short for NVDA. SPY, of course, as well, too, just working its way out to the channel. The stream show that you and yeah, no, the stream. I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know exactly. But coming something on your end, because yeah, we've been going the whole time, boss. We've been going the whole time. Nothing's going on over here. But yeah, Nick. So let me know if you're here right now, boss, and I'll definitely go over. Cali Kid, so nice to see you in chat, boss. I'll get back to your email. I know you emailed me back the other day, or was it yesterday, or whenever? I was like, man, man, nice to see you in chat, handsome feller. Nick, you here? Okay, cool. All right, so. Oh, yeah, CVM, like I said, that's what I figured. Under 180, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, easy peasy. All right, so Nick, main things we need to do, boss. Main things we need to do essentially for getting better at, you know, what you were talking about. All right, so Nick, all right, cool. Well, let's go over these things. Tracking and journaling. That's the main thing. I talk about that all the time, is tracking and journaling, because when you track and journal, you need to figure out essentially over 3 weeks, 5 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks, you need to say, hey, here's what I'm good at. It's going to show you. Like, that literally overall is going to be like, okay, well, I've been tracking and journaling, going over my setups, and these setups, this is proven to me what I'm good at. You know, that's why I really pretty much rinse and repeat 1 or 2 things day in, day out, and don't really worry about doing all these other setups. You know, you can't have 100 different setups and throw them on the board and try to do them daily. So it's about rinse and repeating those setups as much as you can, because the more you practice just that setup, the more confident and the better you're going to get at it, which leads to you seeing being in the right trade more often. And yeah, it'll probably start working in your favor more often. Where you're like, wow, damn, that was all over. That was right on it. You know, damn, I got out too early, but look how much it dumped. I'm just thinking of me and shorting, right? Again, another great short, like here's CVM, right? Man, got out too early. Watch it dump more. You're seeing the right trades though, over and over and over. So whether you're trading live or which I did up until 2020, paper trading, up until I had an account size to get 3-4 trades in if I could a day. That's what you need to be doing day in, day out. 2, 3, 4 trades, that's it. 2, 3, 4 trades, that's it. If you trade more than 4 times in a day, you're over trading as a newer trader. You're going to be, and especially when a lot of traders are doing, just throwing it up against the board. The second thing overall, get rid of your P&L. Just quit staring at the P&L. Have a price target in mind. And I was asking you what your stop loss was. I didn't know what your stop loss was going to be. And it may have gotten hit on snow there. And that's fine if it did. That's all good. You know, just go back and learn and go, where was the better area then to get in, because your stop loss got hit. You weren't in at the right price. You were in at an okay price, but not the right price. And so that's where tracking and journaling is going to come in to pay big time, because you're going to start going over your trades and going, why did I get in here? Why did I see that as support? Why did I see that as a long? Why did I see that as a stop loss? And the more you're practicing and tracking and journaling and finding what 2 or 3 trades or setups, I should say, you're good at, and just rinsing and repeating those day in, day in, the only other good thing to do is go in smaller shares or contracts. You know, if you're in, which I guess you're in contracts, I think maybe, yeah, calls. Go 2, go 3, you know, so you can scale out, but it's not going to kill your account. Don't go in more than 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, because then again, you're worried about your P&L and probably looking at it. I don't have my P&L on my, I just don't look at it until I'm out of the trade. I know how much I'm getting in the trade and worry about that and what my entry price is, and that's it. How many shares or contracts am I in, and what's my entry price? Because then I have goals in mind. I have a stop loss and a target, and I'm sticking to those as robotically as I can. Most traders can't do that, but that's what's going to help you, is getting rid of that P&L and doing that with smaller shares or contracts. again, rinse and repeating what you're supposed to be doing once you figure out after tracking and journaling what you're good at, doing that day in, day out, and that's it. Those are the main keys overall, because to me, like at first, how often I would be in good trades, but I just wasn't in for the full fruition of the move. And I'm like, damn, like any trader, oh, dang it, darn it, blah, 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 blah. Why did I, but you start tracking and journaling and figure out what you're better at and really good at. And then you just get better and better and better at those setups. Then in the end, the more you do those, you're more comfortable taking them and more comfortable staying in them longer, because you see what's happened when you're in them and what happens after you've gotten out too early, right? So that's just usually the main things in my opinion. To me, it's fine with the, let's see, I got it, got you stop loss, and that's fine, but I saw that it had a whole, got you. That's fine, that's, and it went down to 146. And so, you were just, again, I think it's just one of those things where, that you did your levels, and I think it may have been out at the right price at the time for shop. But again, just as far as back to your question, that's what you have to be doing day in, day out. If you're not tracking and journaling early on and not doing it day in, day out, like it's truly homework, like it's almost an obsession, like you have to figure this out, you're not going to. And if you do, it's going to take a lot longer versus just, okay, I'm figuring out support, and that's fine. A lot of people can figure out charting. A lot of people do. I mean, I do it every day. Deck does it every day. Coach, everyone's putting levels in every day. It's not, hopefully for most traders, it's not the hardest thing to figure out levels. It's how to trade them and when to trade them. And that just then comes back to tracking and journaling. And that's where most traders, I'm telling you, fall short and just don't want to do that extra work, unfortunately, in my opinion. If that makes sense. And so the main things you can work on overall, again, like I talked about, tracking and journaling and over time, it's going to take 3 weeks, 5 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks, especially going over those setups. And don't do a lot of setups. You should maybe already kind of know and have a feeling of what maybe you're good at. And then just practice those and hone in on them and get as much trades as you can. Again, 4 or 5, no more than that a day. So that way you can go over those and then go over the setups and journal what setups you're good at. And that way you can then it takes 2 months, 3 months in, but then you're going to have a huge study done over you of going, here's what I'm good at overall. Here are the setups that I need to attack. Because most of them are going to be scratch that out. I don't need to be trading that. Why am I trading that? Then once you figure out what exactly it is you're good at, just rinse and repeat that day. And then it's going to take another 1, 2, 3 months to just get used to being in those trades and how far they can go down or go up, essentially. And then again, what's going to help all that out? Just going smaller. Just don't go in big. It's not about making money at first. It's about consistency. It's about being the tortoise in the race and getting to the finish line on how fast you get there. Most traders just see a rainbow and they want to race their ass off and run as fast as they can to the end, think there's going to be a big pot of gold, and they just keep running for the end of that pot of gold, and then they need to stop. You need to quit running. Let's just sit back and figure out how we can MacGyver this pot of gold, because usually we're not going to find a pot of gold. It's been rigged. You're going to find other lessons along the way that are going to be more important than that pot of gold that you think you see right at, which again, I know. That's why I'm not big on showing, like when I go live and here's how much I'm up, and I've gotten rid of the appeal. I don't like looking at it. And you see that with maybe other traders and how much they make, and when you're a newer trader, you're like, I got to get that. I want that now. I want to make money. And then I'm trying to be like the Yoda in chat that tells most traders, like, in due time, you will and can. But again, you have to have patience. Again, Team Spy. We'll go back to Spy. Watch for Tesla over 216 for the breakout, too. Not that I'm going to be taking any trades here. I do think we could get one little small move during lunch hours today. Right now, it's looking like Tesla to the top side over. As of now, again, we want candlestick confirmation, at least in the 3-minute time frame, over 216. SPY over 423. Do not trade ES. I have not gotten into futures yet, Nick. That's why I bought do not trade futures yet. Let's see. I bought Tesla 290 calls for next year for 500, so I'll leave it alone for a long time. There you go. No, not bad. Not 206. All right, Ted. There you go, Nick. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, a lot of these plays are going to be good long-term investments overall, regardless. I mean, I'm sure that we could see, even if we saw a little more dip, we definitely are going to see. I mean, which again, how big the move up overall on these plays a day that could have been the dip. You know, when you go up freaking $15 almost essentially overall on Tesla, probably could end it by the end of the day. NVDA, crazy move too. You know, $20 move almost from low of day, or yeah, I guess from pre-market lows, $20 move. So. Yeah, haven't gotten into futures, Nick. I know it's kind of been the big thing. I mean, Nick, overall, I know if you're newer to chat, I've been streaming here since 2020. I used to go live for Deck in his lobby. Hold on a sec. So I used to go live for Deck Nick on Fridays in 2020. I used to do the recaps on Instagram and YouTube and post what I traded and what to be looking for. And main thing, I was a broadcast journalism major, and I was on the TV, on radio, and so I had that background, and he knew that. My dad was in radio as well, and so point being, he kind of knew that, and I kept bugging about me going live on Friday afternoons for him, because and until literally this last Friday afternoon, he had never gone live on Friday afternoons ever. And so I was like, man, let me go live on Friday afternoon. Man, let me go live on Friday afternoon, etc. And finally, he hit me up like on a June. It was in May, I think, and said, "You want to go live for me? You want to go live tomorrow?" And I was thinking he meant for an afternoon, blah blah. So next thing you know, I'm going live for him in his lobby on Fridays all day. I was like, "Holy cow, this is crazy!" And so, but I've been going live for since 2020. Got my own lobby in 2021. Of course, been streaming since then. But we were always small cap based. Even up until 2021, I'd say maybe it was late 2020 where Deck every once in a while would stab into like Tesla or this, but that was it. It wasn't, we never looked at the SPY daily. We weren't like worried about any kind of JP, whatever. We weren't worried about any of that kind of, we were just not worried about that crap at all. And so it was just it wasn't until literally last year and the next thing, it was about a little over a year, about a year and a quarter now that we have been finally worrying about, looking at the SPY and what it's doing daily and all that kind of stuff. Literally, it was just about a year ago, essentially, a little over a year ago now. And so before that, we were all small cap base, small cap base, small cap base. Gotten so many planes. We had a air show over our house too this weekend. It's been like nonstop, and like all those jets are leaving out today, which it's like one after the other. I guess they have certain times. It's been like almost like every 2 hours or something like that. I've noticed these we've had. I mean, it was like the Thunder. I forgot. We had so many different people show up this weekend. It was crazy. Grambo, did I trade Mara? Did not trade Mara today. I have not traded Mara in a while. Oh, Mara and Riot was its twin. Its twin Riot. No, I haven't traded these in a while. Mara and Riot have not traded these two in a long time, my friend. Did you make some good money on them though, Grambo? I hope you did, baby boy. I hope you did. And you didn't have to DAC all day long. You're just banking. You were just banking. I sold my Mara shares and calls. There you go. That's funny. You're like, I got from one into the other. That's not a bad. That's not a bad. Look at this. It's not from one to the other. I mean, look at that. That's the right move. I like it, Nick. Makes sense. Makes sense. I like it. See, I did on BT. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, would be. Oh yeah, would be. Oh, exactly, for sure. Yeah, they go together. They hold hands and run together. They're like Jack and Diane. Little story about Jack and Diane. That was Mara and Riot running with Bitcoin, holding hands. They saw some beer and some cheesesteak sandwiches. And then they said, let's eat them. And call this song done. Let's see. VB Trades, I'm so silly. I knew it was a bullish day today. Went short when I shouldn't have. Spies pushing highs. Yeah. The only thing that was great today was Tesla. You know, it was just stupid right here to start the day. I've gotten so many of these too, where you have nothing to hold it up and we get extra dumpage here at the opening bell, and then the crazy reversal for the rest of the day. You know, like, and over high of day pre-market highs were just great. You know, I probably should have and could have come back around and traded those today. And that's where I would have waited to go long again, knowing we were definitely going to be bullish at that point. Because if you go back at any of these plays and look at over pre-market highs, it's been great. But yeah, that was crazy. That would mean great shorts to start the day if you got them, but then over pre-market highs, it's just been money all day to the top side. I preach and teach that. What do we got? Nick might get into futures. I think I can be good at it. The only thing about futures, like I was telling which VB trades and multiple people, how volatile they are. They're not nearly as technically sound as stocks are most of the time. They get a little more chop to them. Now, again, if you get in on bulks like this, like NQ, say NQ right now, you get a nice good level built up. You know, how see on the SPY, it was at 423. You didn't really get that perfectly on NQ. So you got to keep going up, and then it's up, and it's up. Now, if you get the pure breakout, like when the SPY finally does break out here, and that's what I would just trade off of, would be the SPY. I mean, you're talking, just say again, we'll just call it 14,805, 14,807. We're talking $40 in the blink of an eye, you know, not a dollar, $40. And so you just don't want to be on the opposite end of that is my also point. You know, I did it last Friday when I was going live with Yeah Buddy. We did a dual stream on Friday, and I just did it for fun. I've never gotten in an NQ or NS trade, and I got in NQ just one contract for fun, just to see how it's like. It was up 100, down 100, down 200, down 300, because I went to the P&L just to look for fun, how much I'd be up and down, and just won. And I was like, oh my god, holy bananas, NQ. So that's the only thing I'd say. Yep, you could make a lot of money too, but you could lose so much. You just have to know when to get in, when to get out. Because imagine like your snow trade. You know, that $15 loss would have been 150 or probably 200. No lie. Just no lie. Just depends on what futures you do trade. Now again, NQ is the craziest, but it could be a lot different. See VB now. I'm stuck hoping we get a reversal, but it looks. Oh yeah, I'd definitely say today for the most part it's going to be. At least as of right now, we're on a bullish state of mind on Tesla and SPY and NVDA across the board there. Trades like it's on crack. Yeah, Grambo. Lena does Grambo. It does. I like that one. You know, you could put my GIF of my one I always put in there, Tyrone Bigums in chat, right? You know, like you've got to be careful trading some of those minis for sure. And that's why I'm over there. And I know Yeah Buddy's usually doing YM, which makes sense. Yeah, YM. You know, not as volatile. But yeah, they still can. They can move and chop. Yep, you can trade NQ2. I thought it was only SPY. No. So yeah, Nick I can trade like see all that's what I love about Thinkorswim. You can go to all and it puts all these futures over here already. So you know, and a lot of people trade ES. So there's ES. There's a good mini. Another good mini would be what you call it over here. Where was it at? I think there's another decent mini in here. I know you probably know him, Grambo, better than I do, but I thought there was another decent mini besides YM. That's the micro mini. So here's a micro mini. So this one's decent. The MYM. So there's MYM. That's a micro mini. That's one of them. There's a few you can get into over here overall. I know NQ, of course. Here's NQ, one of the bigger ones a lot of traders get into. YM's one that Yeah Buddy gets into that you can trade to as well. There's a few in there I know that you can trade. 100%. It's good stuff. I love Thinkorswim because it lets you. I mean, of course, I'm sure those prop firms, they gotta let you trade futures, and that's the big thing too. Is those prop firms are very beneficial for a lot of traders. 100%. You know, being able to get in without your own money. But again, I say without your own money, if you keep failing, you know, you're just burning through 100 or however much. I don't know how much it costs to get one of those. You know, if you keep failing, so you are losing money in a way. So yeah, it's just one of those things where you just, you know, you need to take it like everything as seriously as you possibly can. Micros are the safer, exactly, for sure. Tick side is 1/10 of a minute. There you go, makes sense. So that's definitely much safer when it comes to risk and reward and how fast those move. Nick's, well, thanks for the info. You got it? Are you doing stream? Yes. So Nick, I go live. Like I said, I've been going live here for Deck since 2020 on Friday. So Friday's a done deal. It's like a me Deck handshake guarantee. On Fridays I go live for him. I'm going live now. It's coincidentally with him, I should say. You know, he's going live, I'm going live, but it used to be I took over after him. Anyway, or actually at first, again, for him, which was just crazy. Anyway, so Fridays is a done deal. I go live Friday morning. And that's the reason I go live Friday afternoon. I was like, oh shit, Deck's going live Friday afternoon. He's never done that. I don't know if he's all of a sudden going to start doing that. I wouldn't think so, but maybe he does. I don't really know, because there's really not a lot on Fridays, and he's always said that, so I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do on Friday. I don't even think he would trade Friday afternoon. Anywho, I'm the Friday guy, or at least was for a while. It used to be called like Freaky Friday Takeover, and it's lost its luster, unfortunately, now. You know, I kind of liked it, you know, but it's all good. You can tell it hurts a little. So I go live on Friday. I go live on Wednesday morning. I go live on Thursday morning. So if you want to watch me trade live and get my alerts and watch to see what I'm doing in the morning, it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday morning. Or it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at lunch. Or Friday afternoon, but I never really trading Friday afternoon. I am trading most days at lunch today. I just don't really see too much. Now, that SPY breakout was money. I didn't think we'd get a $1.50 move. I do wish I would have traded these breakouts right there. So typically, I'm getting, with this trade every alert challenge, a trade in. Now again, the normal AK47, years on in, no one's trading at lunch. And that's the reason I go live for lunch, because no one wanted to go live for lunch or really want to do it or stream live. And not that was really no one wanted to, but everyone's streaming live in the morning, or, you know, they're done, or they stream live in the, no one really did the lunch thing, you know, when everyone was streaming, or at least when more people started streaming in late 2021 December. We got a couple other people going live besides me and Deck. And then into 2022, I told Deck, hey, I'll go live for you at lunch. We'll keep, because we kind of came up with this, hey, well, I'll go live and I'll throw it over to you, and then I would throw it back over to Deck, you know. And so I go live still at lunch for that. Now, I usually don't get trades in at lunch unless it's just stupid pretty. This was a stupid pretty setup, and I kind of, you know, again, like, yeah, I don't trade the SPY much, but damn, that was gorgeous. We even got candlestick confirmation just a hair over it. Anyway, so I've been trading a little bit more live at lunch, just not, you know, maybe once or twice a day if we find one. Today may not happen. Today I just overall too, I just had this weird feeling. I was like, a little choppy today, although we were bullish. I'm just more of a shorter, and so even days that are bullish, I like that pure first breakout, and if I don't catch it from then on, I feel like I'm chasing a little bit. But yeah, if you want to ever watch me trade live, I go live in the morning, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The reason I don't go live on Monday and Tuesday morning, Monday is kind of for me. Every once in a while I'll do one-on-ones, but I do one-on-ones with traders on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday morning. It used to be Wednesday. I don't do them anymore on Wednesdays for the most part, unless it's after I stream live, because again, I'm wanting to stream live more for you guys. Moving forward, I'm going to as well. I'm going to continue going live Wednesday, Thursday, Friday mornings into the new year, and then in the new year, I'll pick up another day, and so I'll have 4 days in the morning I'll stream live for you guys, and then of course still do lunch. But for right now, it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday morning. Come on over, catch me. Now, regardless, I'm always giving my alerts. My alerts are always out there. This morning, I know Rush asked me earlier, and you can go back and see like the main thing I'm looking to trade. And I need to put in there I need to put like a siren in there or something. I can't always forget to do that. But you can see the main shorts I was looking for this morning, and the main one was Tesla overall, which I was alerting in my morning voice alerts, which again, you can always sign up for those. And so those have been definitely killer. I think someone actually just signed up this week and got an email this morning saying, appreciate it, bro. Followed your Tesla advice and banked $400 in 4 minutes today. Best day by far. So got that email this morning from a guy that literally just signed up for those morning voice alerts this weekend and literally in the first day, which I'm like, yes, it's awesome. I'm so happy. He banked $400 on Tesla with me this morning. Let's see here. CEO's oil RT. There you go. Thank you, Grambo. Nick, right now though, eval was $50. Gotcha. Got you 50. So that's not bad. Sometimes I trade ZC. There we go. ZC, which is cool. I thought it was corn. I was like, isn't that corn? I was like, isn't that corn, Grambo? Grambo just give me some corn. I like corn too. You know, it's overlooked. It's a good veggie. You know, it's a great vegetable. It's so tasty. Who doesn't love a good, amazing, buttery, salty corn on the cob? I'm not here all the time. Mostly I go on my own plan. But yeah, you're good. I got to record my plan and what I did wrong and some trades and what I got out early. Have a good day. Yeah, boss. Yeah, Nick, that's what you got to do. Anytime you ever need help, man, I've been teaching, like I said, teaching and preaching these one-on-ones with traders. That's all I teach and preach is my point. You got to track and journal and figure out exactly what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong and going over those day in, day out. And that's what the main thing you have to do is write your plan down. Even I always called it pre-tracking. Besides just after your trade and go, okay, here's where I did get in and get out and yada, yada, yada. Let me go back over that later. Pre-track, right? Okay, I want to get in these trades here. Now, I won't get in all of them. I can't trade all these. I'm going to really focus in on, say, Tesla. But I would say, man, if Microsoft cracked, blah, 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 or if, Amazon did, and write that stuff down so you can go back over it later and see if you were right and see if your levels are correct. Because the more you challenge yourself, team, I'm telling you right now, day in, day out, not just kind of come in, try to get some trades in, but no, take this as like, I'm in school. Like, it sucks. I'm not that good at this yet. I've got to take this as I'm freaking in school again. I've got to take every little moment as a learning moment, try to soak my brain into every single book I can, because if I don't take in all the knowledge I can, and overall, it's going to be a longer journey. I'm just telling you. So those are the main things, doing those day in, day out. Are so beneficial, and that's what I do in those one-on-ones. Besides watching me trade, or watch me trade live, or just ask me thoughts when the market's moving. Go over pattern setup style strategies. Support and resistance. Are your levels right? Psychological mental stuff is in as far as that. Stop loss. How long about holding a trade, this, that, and the other. We can do all that in those one-on-one Zooms, and so that's why I love doing those with traders, to kind of give them a second set of eyes, whatever you want to call it, when it comes to trading or taking those trades. Exactly, and that's Gramble, same thing. You got to go through all those time frames. 1, 3, 5 is good for entry, and then always go even past that for 5, 10, 15, 30 an hourly, just a 4 hour, whatever it might be, to kind of get more candlestick confirmation to see where that bigger move could head to. You got to see the bigger areas and levels, and that definitely helps out traders. Me at first, I was in a small cap, so you're not really looking at massive levels. You're looking at maybe, let me get 20, 30, 40 cents, maybe 50. Holy moly's, right? If I get $1, holy bananas. It's one thing when it's those. You can stay in the 1, 3, 5 for the most part. Now, it definitely helps out to get to 15 hourly. But when you get to Tesla, SPY, and large cap plays, it's got to, as I always said at my podcast, got to. It's a got to watch this weekend. Got to not only track and journal, but you got to in those larger time frames, use those when it comes to large cap plays. They will help you out beneficially in the long term. Big time. That's awesome. I just DCA. It's all right though. Gramble, at least you admit it's kind of like, your alcohol. The first thing is admitting what's your problem or whatever. I don't know what however many steps there are. At least you know it. That's the thing, that what you're supposed to do, and that's the key, and you're just finding your levels and stick to them as best you can. Real quickly, Air Jordan's been halted for a hot minute here, team. AIRE has been halted for a long time right now. I know the last one was like 35 minutes, so we were approaching getting another long. We'll go to unhalt time. Yeah, it was 41 after. Okay. So yeah, we've got some time here, team. I would imagine on air until that goes live again. It'll probably be random. We caught the last one actually, which was kind of cool because we just went to it. Right now, see the quick reversals though, team. Overall, SPY, Tesla run back on down. Now, would I actually have picked a bounce play right here at 423? I would 100% actually. This area looks like a good bounce play for some continuation back on up. That's close to the trend line as well. If you look at the trend for the day. Get this in for all you beautiful people out there. You can see the trend line. Oh, come on, man. There's where that trend line's at. I just don't know that Tesla, I don't know if SPY is going to get back underneath that overall. And we could see a nice, good bullish moving up. And that's why I thought earlier we'd see a new high of day, and we got it. Nice move overall for the SPY. That could be high of day, though, actually. I got my morning voice alerts. Let's just hear these. What did I give on SPY today on morning voice alerts for the overall high of day?
SPY now pulling back, of course, got the China and the war and all that stuff kind of going on. So do we get more pullback today overall? Now lower than we've been. This all of summer and all of fall have not been this low since last spring. I would say your next best dip buy, in my opinion, if you kind of look at past chart history, the next place.
Let's go up. I want to go up.
Right around the 417.75 mark.
Yeah.
Under 417.75 to 416. 65
there we go.
Is around 410. Right around. That's just my opinion overall for the SPY. I don't think we'll get any lower than that. But again, on the way down today, use those levels I talked about earlier. Now, maybe we do reverse and we don't get any lower than really 418 in pre-market lows. So back over, I would say, if we get back over 420.20, watch for a pop-up to 421. Over 421, watch for a potential pop-up to 421.75 over 421.75 before 422.50. And I don't think we get any higher today than 422.50, 423.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I was wrong. I thought I said 423.50, 424. So I'm a full buck off there. Okay, cool. Bullish day on the SPY. That's a bully right there, team. That's a bully. Meta team as well. Don't forget, this does have a pretty nice trend line too. Meta could be cracking its trend line soon. Oh, it has cracked. Meta's trend line has cracked. Meta has cracked trend. So watch for a pullback if we do get any lower than 315.35 and especially 315 for Meta. Go back to SPY up top and Tesla. Yeah, the small cap plays. INVO still not done yet. CVM, as I talked about, Dumperuski, gorgeous short opportunity back under 180 when that VWAP is riding up, team. I'm right about those. Let's just go ahead and do this real quickly, actually. Boop. Need to do this lesson already. Yes, I want to save it. I do. CVM. Boom. Easy money right there to the short side. INVO, what did we see? Now, the one fact that I will say that now you would say, well, the VWAP broke up with the VWAP broke over because INVO just dumped down. You know, that doesn't typically happen too often, except for this play was trash. You go back to past chart history, and that's what I was saying this morning. Was giving it the face of going, oh, INVO's past chart history. If you remember seeing that alert, I still wouldn't be surprised if INVO does dump off. There's nothing moving today. This is the lowest float by far on the board that's moving of 2 mil. Everything else is bigger that's up today. SLNH is so far down. You can see even with the low volume what a low float can do. I mean, we're up 50, 60 cents on nothing. No volume today. We're talking 50,000 shares traded. INVO is pushing that every minute. So, INVO team, again, low float play. There's nothing to trade. News was a decent news with a merger, so that's not bad news. It's just past chart history for me. Every time you see this mover push at all, it is a nasty upper shadow. I still think we're getting that today, so just be careful with INVO to the long side. I don't think we're done, no. But again, be careful to the longs. I would say your next best long is probably going to be over 250, but again, be careful for 260. Then over 260, then we can pop up close to 3. Getting some quick reversals right here, team, as well. Ooh, Air Jordan to the moon. Air Jordan team to the moon. I just wish I would have saw that. I really would have got in like 10 shares for fun. Oh, man. Oh, man. Man, look at this one, team. This one is going bananas. Crazy gap ups right here, team. Crazy gap ups right here. Missing the opens, though. Missing those opens. I'm going to go. I haven't had light speed pulled up since this morning. Let's see if we can get a read on the unhalt time on Air Jordan. 140? No, we're not. Oh, my gosh. Oh, wow. This is crazy right here, team. This one's nuts. This one's nuts. Let's see here. Yeah, it was open for, I have it my chart over here, Paula. It was open for 17. It was open for 20 seconds. Open for 20 seconds. Open for 20 seconds. Let's see, Bendon. 2 weeks into Tradecaster, up and with deck and looking forward to seeing what you do. Awesome, man. Awesome, Bendon. Really during lunch, like today, I'm just chilling, having fun. I already killed it today on Tesla. With this choppier movement during lunch, the last good trades again overall, may not be taking anything else for the rest of the day. SPY breakout, kept alerting it over and over and over. Tesla breakout, kept alerting it. And then CVM was just a stupid money short here under this mark. So we'll see if we get one more potentially. Meta could be it, honestly. Under 315 here. Meta could be your next one back down to, say, 314.20. We are watching air, though, for fun more than anything because I wouldn't mind jumping in this maybe for one more gap up. So air, we're going to get another. We just got a $30 gap up. We're looking to get another $30 gap up right here. I didn't get in. I'm going to try to get in just for fun. And I mean, literally, team, just 10 shares. Literally just going to try to get in on air. Just 10 shares right here. Just to see if I can get in for a move up on this crazy play. And if not, no worries. You know, I'm not going to like, if I don't get in, I'm just trying to see if we can't get some crazy movement here on air during lunch. This one could be Air Jordan to take off team. Now, not to the moon, right? Not to the moon, but this one definitely could hit like 175. 150's on in sight. 150 to 175 seems to be in sight for air. But again, though, it's like, can we get filled on this? And this is a fun trade. If you've never traded these before, team, please do not trade this. Just watch and just see what we get here. Little 1 minute time frame. Let's see, Brennan, yes, appreciate it, boss. Been here for, I just was actually talking to Nick about this earlier. Been streaming live for Dex. Well, not streaming live, but I was going live for Deck in 2020. So on Fridays in 2020, I went live for him in his lobby all day for him. It was crazy. I couldn't believe he actually handed me the keys to Tradecaster, so to speak. And that was May, June in 2020. Went live until December, came back. It's like, hey, man, it's 2020, of course, how hot it was. So then I would stream live for him afterward, and so he would go live, then I would take over, I would log in, of course, here. I mean, I'm streaming, you know, from my home, but anyway, I would take over after him. I had all his login credentials. It was crazy. 2021 October, got my own lobby finally. First one to get, of course, besides Deck, he, you know, gives me a lobby. Would then just send everyone over to my lobby after I got done going live. Started picking up lunch at the end of 2021 into 2022, so I go live at lunch every day. Since then, so I've been going live for almost 2 years now at lunch. Been going live on Fridays for 3+ years, and then I started streaming live more so in the morning. Reason why I haven't streamed that live, or that I don't do that much in the morning, I do one-on-ones with traders at Prime Trading Investments. That's my website. You can, if you scroll up, you see the website, the link up top, and so that's where I do a lot of my one-on-ones with traders, helping them out, trading live with them in the morning, whatever it might be. Let's see here, 130 fall, hopefully coming. Keith, you have shorts on air or something? Do you actually have a brokerage that has shorts on AIRE? Because it is now maybe opening at 140. See what did you take for? No, it was Tesla. So Tesla, boss, actually got rid of my trend line already, but you can see I alerted this. If you scroll back up and I put these in my morning voice alerts, I put this in everybody's lobby. I said trend line crack to VWAP crack in under 208. Under low of day. So those are my two alerts. Trend line to VWAP crack and under 208. They both happen. I mean, you can see the dump. This was my trade. I was like, this was high alert, high alert, high alert, high alert. Super duper high alert for everyone to trade that this morning. Was surprised we got this big of a reversal back up. I figured we'd get a reversal today. Not this big of a reversal. So yeah, Rush, it was Tesla. Tesla, I was up 4K in the first 5 minutes, done. I said, call it a day. No, there's no point to even trade anymore at this point. Let's see here. When is air unhalted? So you just add 5 minutes. Now, I don't know that if we're actually going to get our first 5 minute unhalt time. I doubt it. But if you go to the halt scanner, we halted up at 16 after and 38 seconds, 16 after and 38 seconds. So if it's a 10, yeah, so obviously we're well past 5. If it's going to be, and all you do is add 5 minutes. So every stock that halts, so this one halted up at 16 after and 38 seconds, 16 after and 38 seconds, you add 5 minutes, Sham. Then if it doesn't come live after 5 minutes, add another 5 minutes. Then add another 5 minutes. Every once in a while, it's probably 5% or so will have a random, it's probably less than 5%, will have a random unhalt time where, oh my God, it's unhalted now. It's just out of nowhere. Most, you just keep adding 5 minutes until it gets unhalted. 5-minute intervals. So essentially right now, the unhalt time would be 26 after and 38 seconds. A minute from right now. A minute from right now. Does that make sense? Shom. So it's on high watch right now. Because as soon as this goes live, if this darts straight up, I'm going to try to get into it. Just try to get in 10 shares. Just try to get in 10 shares if I can. VB Trades, SPY breakdown. Sure, you know I can do that for you. Are you kidding me? SPY to me may have found its high of day. I thought I said 423.50, 424 would be high of day for the SPY. It truly went $1 above what I thought. I said 422.50, 423. I was like, oh, I thought I said 423.50, 424. Which looking pretty good right about now. But I would say if we can't reclaim 423, this is definitely going to start getting a bigger pullback back down to 422. There's really nothing in the 422s to hold us up. In my opinion. So if we crack back, and you can see we're forming this small little bear flag right now. Again, it is to the bullish side of things, but pull is down, flag to the right. So we are forming a bear flag at high of day area. Under 422.80 here. Watch for that pullback close to 422. I'd say that's kind of your next best move for SPY as of right now, in my opinion. AIRE into a 15-minute halt, or it could be a random unhalt time. So right now, V, I just don't see anything overall that could hold this up. At this point, maybe if we come down a little bit more 422.60, it just seems like if we crack this flag that we're in, we're heading right down to the low 422s. Still bullish for the day. Still bullish as of right now. So it's not like, hey, we've got this crazy reversal. And, you know, I've seen those days with the SPY. But in my opinion, I don't think we crack the VWAP and head back down to 420. I just don't think that's in the books as of right now. I think we got our one good move at lunch and it was up, and now here comes the second portion of that good move, and I think we head down a little bit more. You got it, Sham, and then you got it. What about overall for the day? And there you go. Hopefully that makes sense, VB, for the day. I think still just overall for the day we're bullish until, again, maybe we do somehow. And again, we could, but if we crack, to me, the first instance is going to show bearishness when we crack 422. Then we probably, because there's nothing, again, really to hold it up until the VWAP, you know, 421.35, 421.50 area, which was old support. So at that point, maybe we do get that bearish move and we head down a little bit more. As of right now, I just don't possibly see that. And any profit to anything around 422, you see, take. I just, at this point, that was our move up. We may get more of a move down because it was up and now we're down. That could have been our move. And now we may just kind of chop around here for a little bit again, like we were doing earlier. Now, it wasn't bad chop. We're building a gorgeous channel, but you know, it's not like we're in some dump fest is my point. Wow, Aaron, hey, you know how much money does it take to push a stock like that? That's the thing. Right. Oh, yeah. Daddy for sure. Daddy. But here's what the crazy thing about Air. There's 5,000 shares traded today. 5.5, essentially. 5,500 shares traded. 5,470 shares traded. 5,470 shares traded today, team. That's it. That's crazy. That's why I'm just trying to get in 10 shares just to see if we can get some crazy gap up. One more. Paula Weird TOS shows high of day 403. Oh, dude, Paula, no lie. Yeah, mine's definitely, I got it. Mine are luckily the same, but I would not be surprised on that, Paula. Mine's 101.30 on both. Mine's 101.30 for Thinkorswim and Trade Ideas. So they are at least thinking the same. You got it, VB. Come on, Air. What do we got? Kind of still just sitting back waiting. Just sitting and waiting here, team. Now I think we're going to get back to somewhat of that choppiness right now. Somewhat of that choppiness. Again, I'll put the links out there. I'll be doing a sale too. Do a little spooky, freaky Friday before Halloween sale. So if anyone needs any help doing if you need any one-on-one help, team, been doing those for 2.5+ years now. 150, 175. I forgot how many traders I've up to now that I've helped out. It's probably getting close to 200 because I know it was this summer when I was out last count and it was over 150. So a lot of traders I've helped in and out of Tradecasters. So if you ever need any one-on-one help trading live with me, Can't tell you how many traders just even trading live with me in the morning, getting that confidence boost. Whether you're taking my trades with me or not, you know, just that confidence boost to be in trades, take trades, when to take them, when not to take them, getting my thought process, going over your thought process. I mean, that's just in the morning. I mean, imagine, of course, the afternoon, going over trades, charting, levels, you know, of course, so many different things I can talk about. That hour flies by. So if you ever need any help, team, book one to see if you like it. Maybe you'll book more. I've had that recently of a lot where I've had people just book one to see if they want to book more. They end up always usually, I say always, I wouldn't say always, but a lot of the time they'll end up booking more with me. But I'll do a sale this Friday, not only just if you want to book one or if you want to book more than one. Again, teaching across, not futures yet, but definitely I know a lot of traders need help, which at first last year it was always shares. Hey, do you do options? And so I was kind of limited, like, so I knew I had to get into options and trading large caps. Well, we're definitely a full year into that and just slicing and dicing those apart. So if you need help with shares, options, contracts, whatever, you know, stocks essentially, I'll get into futures, but if you need any help with stocks or charting, come over. I mean, even with futures, I know I have some traders going over to futures. All it is charting, team. You know, that's all it is. And trying to tell you and find with you, working with you, finding your support resistance levels, and then working with those overall, no matter what chart you pull up to trade. Grambo, that's crazy. Rushkin, let's see your opinions on SPY right now. 30-minute candle closed red. Yeah, we're still just in a channel. We're just gonna get choppy. I mean, that it can go to so many different candles. I don't think because of 30-minute closed red mean anything. We just went up and went down. We're just right back to where we were. You know, so I don't think there's anything about that overall. We're just right back to chop. I mean, that was our. I say this every day during lunch, and I've noticed it because I go live for lunch now, watching these large cap plays. You get one move at lunch almost every single day at lunch. One move, and that was it. And now you sit back and wait for your next best move. So, in my opinion, we're just right back to where we started from, essentially, and just going to be a little bit of a chop. Did we crack back and go to 422, bounce off of it? Did we finally push back above 423 and see 424 again? You know, so right now we're just back to where we started. I don't think there's any kind of bullish we're still bullish for the day, but I don't think there's any new bearish state that's been created, in my opinion. Oh, we are live. We are live, team. Air. We are live. Air, we are live here, team. Air is live. Air is live. My charting is so hard to keep up with this. I don't even know if I want to get into this now. My charting can't even keep up with it. I'm just looking at the level 2, and the level 2 team is $20 freaking dollars. Yeah. I'm not going to jump into this one, team. I'm going to let this one go. I thought maybe the level 2, well, not the level 2. I thought maybe we'd honestly run into the halt up, and so we're hitting the LULD right now at 143. Well, we were hitting the LULD at 143.03. At least I think we are. Like, I wouldn't trade this team. I'd be careful. You know, maybe if you want to get in 10 shares like I'm talking about and see if we halt up right here, but that would be it, is just trying to get in 10 shares and see if we halt up. I think we are still live, and we are still live. Slow orders are coming through here, trying to halt up here at 1, and we're halted. So there was your last couple of shares to get in there. Could go for another halt up here. This could see a crazy gap up, honestly. This could see another crazy gap up. It's showing 200 now. I don't know if we're going to get that. But Air's going bananas right now, team. Woo! Oh my gosh, those team hit it, and see mine's showing the LUL. See the LULD's 140. Look at the gap up. Is the gap up really going to be to 250? Oh, we could have an HKD on our hand here, team. Oh no, this could be crazy. I may want to go in just 10 shares just for fun. Oh wow, holy man. So here we go, team. So Air here rolling up. This is kind of getting crazy at this point. So Air starting to roll up here. I may have to try to do it on the next one if we get that big of a gap up. Paula, no, I didn't get in. I didn't pull the trigger because at first there was just all over the place in the spread. I should have pulled the trigger at the very end before we halted up just to see if I could get in like, even a share. Even a share would have been nice there at 143.03. Just getting in at 143.03. Because imagine just for fun getting this massive gap up and just making like $50 on a share. Like you're just in one share and make $50. That would just be cool. Matrick, thoughts on Meta? I hate living down south. You get the one fly that sticks around the house. Still, like, how is this fly still alive? Meta in a channel right now. The bottom is 315. That's what I said earlier. I said in chat that could be the next best trade. Possibly would be Meta under 315. So under 315 for the short, down to 314 area. As of right now, the top resistance in this channel to me overall is around 316.50. With the potential to spike over it and see kind of that high of day that we saw earlier just a few minutes ago from Tesla Spy. Tesla Spy got that high of day spike. Meta did as well. Would be around 317.25. So if you get over 316.50, watch for 317.25 for resistance. Those are your two channels as of right now. Now below 314 could really pull back. Above 317.25, watch for a good spike. I really want to get it. If we have another big gap up here and move up again, I don't know how we wouldn't gap up. If we have a big gap, like a massive gap up here, team, like we did before, but even bigger, and we move into another halt up, this could turn into like HKD where we go easy parabolic into the 250, 500 plus. This could go crazy, honestly. Team waiting on air. Air halted up at, let's go back to the trading scanner real quickly, and the halt scanner halted up at 33 after and 34 seconds. 33 after and 34 seconds. Is INVO halted down? INVO halted down. INVO halted down. Okay, so air, let's go back to it. Air is halted up. All right, team. So I'm waiting on air here. I still want to get in air, honestly. If we run into another gap up, because I think we're about to just go crazy. I mean, in my opinion, we're going to go crazy. Even though I just get in a share on air just for fun. would be awesome. So Air looking for one, and would get in right before the halt up, not just as soon as we go live. Wait to see what happens when we open up here. I'd imagine we open up anywhere close to 200. What's looking like we're going to open up like pretty much right at 200 here. 190 now. Funny, it just now goes to 190. Let's go to Spy. We'll go back to Air. So it's showing 190. I'd bet we race just straight on up, and then we fly into another halt up, and I'm going to try to get in, whether it's a share or 10 shares, just something for fun. Right now in the large cap world, like I talked about, kind of saying over in Dex Lobby as well, there's just not a lot going on. Air again halted up at 33 after and 34 seconds, 33 after and 34 seconds. Unhalt time as of right now, 10-minute unhalt time would be 43.34. 43.34. The last one was 15 minutes. The last one was 15 minutes. The last one was 15 minutes, and we were live actually about as long as we've been for a minute, and we were live for about a minute. We were actually literally live for almost a minute. For usually there are a couple of those halts up, we were only live for about 20 seconds or so. Again, 10-minute unhalt time would be 43.34. 43.34. A little less than, let's see, 43, let's go. A little less than 2 minutes here, team. About a minute and a half left on Air. I do want to watch Air, though. Okay, now it's at 160. Okay, so now it's down to 150. Now we're really starting to get a tail of the tape here. Man, that big gap up would have been huge. So I'm taking over in Dex Lobby Air. Essentially, the bigger the gap up, the better. That's what I was kind of been telling you guys, right? Oh, now no gap up, maybe. You know, the smaller the gap up, you know, the worse. So essentially, we get no gap up here, team. It could just plummet, you know, 100%. If we gap up to 200, traders are going whole. They're going to go whole. You're just like you would. You're going like, did we just literally gap up? How much? You're going to most likely run some more. This is essentially saying you're going to dump now some more. And we are getting a gap down. We are getting a gap down right now, team. Are gapping down right now for Air. Here comes the gap down. Let's see if we stay live. Taff, what's up? Hope you had a good weekend too, boss. Hope you had a good weekend too. Was fast, as I always talked about. Watched a lot of football. Watched a lot of MacGyver. That's about it. Just chilled a lot. Didn't do a lot, honestly. Wife was gone, so I did about what a guy would do. I'll get back in video games soon when NCAA football comes back out, when Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out. You know, I'll get back. Those are my games. You know, there's a lot of great games out there, I know, but that's just what I'm good at. I'm used to. Although, you know, I know there's a lot of great ones out there. It's just Call of Duty, I've loved a lot of the franchise. There's other ones, but those are just the main two. So I'll get back into. Haven't played on a console in a while. Really miss it because I have an 85-inch TV. Like, you know, I got a new 85-inch TV this year, and it's just gorgeous. Samsung, top of the line, OLED. It's just dope as can be. I'm like, damn, I want to play video games again now. See, I saw your post. Love your Taft. Gotcha. Now I get it. Now I want to go. Let's got cats. Which okay, gotcha. All right, the Division is the best. Let's see, the Division is the best. Is that a video game? The Division is that a video game? Taft. There's so many video games out there now, man. It's crazy. You know, like. You know, there used to be a lot of good ones I used to play back in the day, but I just point being now my main two I'll ever play are Grand Theft Auto, which who can argue that's got to be by far most people know what that is and is recognized as one of the best franchises ever. Love Grand Theft Auto, and if you love football or if you love sporting games, college football because it's been gone for a decade now is probably one of the top besides maybe 2K in football or basketball. NCAA football is huge, you know, that's especially in states like mine where you know. You're bigger in college football than you are, you know, you're bigger into that than you are on pro sports because, you know, like in Arkansas, you don't have a pro NFL team, you know, in Oklahoma, you don't have a pro NFL team, you know, so you go to some of these states, you know, you don't have a pro NFL team. I'd even liken a lot. I'd liken a lot of the years when the Saints aren't so Saints and they're the Aints that the LSU Tigers are bigger and more loved in Louisiana than the New Orleans Saints are, you know, like right about now, I bet there's more LSU Tiger fans, you know, than there maybe Saint fans right now. So. Real quick, Little Division. Yeah, Taft. I never heard of that one. Never heard of it. So real quickly. So Taft, Cat, all you guys, you got to go through it. Not everyone's using the 30-minute candlestick, right? You got traders that even like when I go over there, which I'm surprised he is. Deck still. I just be careful with trying to trade confirmation wise in the 1 minute because I don't see Kush. I don't see. Let's see here, Umar Ashraf. I don't see a lot of traders using the 1 minute time frame this far in the day is my point. So just be careful using the 1 minute time frame this far in the day when it comes to large cap plays. I'm always going to say that you're going to get I when I first started got burned in the 1 minute. Go to the 3 minute, go to the 5 minute, go to the 10 minute. Do you know there's millions of traders out there, right? Go to the 15 minute. Yes, definitely look at the 30. Like Grambo talks about, you know how many traders worry about the 4-hour time frame and where it closes versus more so to me than the 30-minute? There are more professional traders for long-term movement looking at the 4 hours than they are the 30-minute. It's just a proven fact they are. Now, 30 minutes great, but you have to understand that there's traders across the board, across the globe, trading in all these different time frames. And so what I teach is candlestick confirmation. Now, on top of that, I teach continuation candlestick confirmation, which is what? If you get over a certain area, and I'm not going to go to the 1 minute when it comes to say to SPY or Tesla, but if you get the 3 minute, let's just say 423, right? Let's just say 423. We get above it in the 3 minute, well, we see more continuation, right? Let's just go to the 5 minute. What happened? All right, 5 minute was at the high of day. Well, imagine if the 5 minute actually closed and we saw more continuation. And that's why you have to go through all these and go, well, where is everyone at? 10 minute close when the 5 minute did, right? So that makes a lot of sense. What happened there? A lot of people sold off at this high of day area. And so there's all these people in all these different time frames. And so you want to, generally, in my opinion, go across the board and not just stick with one. Because if you stick with one, then you're, again, glued to one certain thing. That is not the stock market. The stock market doesn't say, hey, you have one certain thing and you're going to be money. You got to still go back to charting. Where's support? Where's resistance? That, to me, more than any candlestick there ever has been, charting is going to tell you the biggest number and the factor of everything. What these candles do on the chart is 75% of everything, team. You then can worry about what time frame you're using, and if you want to use trend line, shelf crack, whatever, downtrend breaks, you want to use the 9 EMA, the 21 or the 20 or whatever, you want to use the 200, the 50 or whatever SMA, you want to use the Bollinger Bands, you want to use the MACD, you want to use the Fib, whatever, that's fine. That's 25% of trading. 75% of trading, I'm telling you right now, is going to be candlesticks and what they do overall. Not candlesticks, but as far as charting, and what those candles provide overall. So to me, what I like to do overall, like we'll just go back to my Tesla trade that was just murderous to start the day. So what I wanted to begin the day was Tesla for a trend line crack here, and then I would have loved 3, 4, 5, whatever. But in the I've taught you guys this. I know a lot of you don't remember, but in the 30-minute time frame or the 30-minute candle, So at 30 minutes, so at the opening bell, we have 1, 3, 5, 10, 15, and 30-minute time frames all closing at the same time. They all have the same close price, right? And so at the opening bell, I want a 3-minute candlestick below my trend line. Well, that doesn't happen. But what happens when I do get the 3, let's just show you when I get the 3, the 5, when I go through all these candlesticks. When you get the 3, the 5, all the way down to say your guys is, you don't get the 30 though, is my point. But when you go through the 3, look what happens when you get the 5, and look at this. Look at this. You get more continuation. Let's go to the 10-minute time frame. Well, that closes down here. But when you're so far down, you've already gotten the 3 and the 5-minute candlestick confirmation. A lot of the time when you get these massive dumps, you aren't going to get then the 10 or the 15-minute candlestick to confirm with you. That is only in a slow-moving play. More so maybe even during the day, you're looking at those 5 and 10 and 15, 30-minute candlestick confirmations and where they close at. But let's just go back to your guys' your love here recently for the 30. Let's just go to the 30. Where did that 30 close and open at? The 30 closed and opened at what? And what do I say is more dominant than anything in my opinion? It's charting. And so when you close and open right back on top of this area of what was once resistance, probably now going to be support, that's a key. That's super key. You didn't close back down below this area, and especially you didn't close below 422, which to me is your main area. And so to me, your continuation is what I mean by that. Don't just get stuck in one time frame. Try to use all the different time frames you can. Now, find your favorite that you like to stick in. 1, 3, 5, whatever it might be. Although I'd stick away maybe from the 1 when it comes to the SPY, Tesla, etc. 3 or 5 are my favorites. But don't be scared to go to the 10, the 15, yes, your 30, just to see what other traders are seeing. Because, yeah, you may get your 30-minute. I don't know exactly what it was y'all were wanting in the 30-minute here. But when that 30-minute comes down, all you're doing is essentially is you went up and you went down. This 30-minute candle equaled that 30-minute candle. So what you did in this 30 minutes equals that. Came down to support, which equals what? You're back to where you came from. That's what I was just saying in my lobby a few minutes ago. There's not really a trade to be had here unless you got back over 423 and it was over to VB trades. And I know I told VB trades, and hopefully you got out of your short. If you're still, I think you were short VB, but I said if it gets back over 423, we're bullish. We're bullish again, 100%. But again, what's that going to be now to your guys' 30-minute candle? What's that look like, right? So now we're in a new overall channel from 423 to 424. To me, there wasn't using. Now, I don't know what Deck's doing in this 30-minute candlestick overall, of what you guys are using in this 30-minute strategy, but I do want you guys to know overall to please use all the different time frames, and there's not a time frame that's more important than the other, because unless you're looking at long-term, then you're looking at 4-hour. If you're not looking at long-term, then any of these time frames don't weigh, in my opinion, do not weigh more than the other. Let's see, Grandma used Rambo professional in the same sentence. Grandma. You are professional. Let's see here. But yeah, and if y'all want to break that down, see, last week Deck has been waiting for the 1 30-minute after big climbs on the SPY and enter a put position for the next candle. I'm trying to see how that works. Queenie, stop. He doesn't. That's just so goofy. Like, my lab is. Why do you do that, Queenie? I'm still lost in why you only do that to him. Maybe that's why, because he's the only one that doesn't want to give her attention. Deck has been waiting for one red 30-minute candle for big climbs up. So when does he get in, though? And so he enters on when the 30-minute candle closes, Seismic? So after the 30-minute candle closes, he gets in on a big red candle? I'm kind of confused on that strat. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm still lost on that one. I don't know about that one, Seismic. I'm kind of, I guess it did work there, but my point being, like, I've been 90% this year. I'm 93% this month. Really was at 94 until today. I'm now back under, well, I'm still at 94 if you round up, but I'm 67 to 72 this month. I'm a 90% trader this month. I'm an 85+% trader in trendline crack since 2020. There's a reason and a rhyme to what I'm doing and what I figure out day in, day out, and you get my point. And so it's years of study. It's not, hey, this is working for a week or a couple of days. It's weeks and weeks and then months and then months and then years. And that's why all I do is what I do day in, day out. And then you can just go back to Tesla and see why I traded, Tesla this morning. You can see why I would have wanted the trend line crack to VWAP crack and then under 208 because I went back and charted and I saw nothing under 208 to hold us up to 205, if not 204. Just boom, right? And so I haven't heard of this 30-minute, confirmation type thing. I'll have to look into it a little bit more, though. Let's see, Sasha, NVDA. Let's see here. Do you think NVDA can drop from 430? It is really strong resistance, but the fact that you haven't dropped yet, Sasha, usually most of the time you're going to squeeze. When I see this setup right here, like we just saw earlier with the SPY at 423, I would put high money that this actually pushes through 430, because typically what you do is you push up, you kind of fail, push up, you fail. We're not pulling back. You're making higher lows along the way. So unless we crack back below this 427 mark, which was the last low that we created, then yes, then it's working out. But at this point, it just looks like it wants to squeeze and go for more. Now, typically 430 is so strong, you race from 410 to 430, you figure you're going to fail today and fail pretty damn good. I just think a lot of it comes back to we're just bullish across the board and everyone wants to continue to go up versus seeing fail at any point. And I don't know if we're going to get that true ultimate fill and pullback. Been having fun scalping CVM. Nice. There you go, Cousin Greg. CVM. Love it. We talked about it earlier. It doesn't look like it's going to work in this time frame. Gotcha. Like these. Gotcha. Yeah. It's a little chasey at that point, though, if you wait 30 minutes for a pullback and then to get in my opinion. Let's see, Grambo, if you look at the 30-minute spot today, that didn't work. So, yeah, I don't know. So I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out exactly. I would just be careful there. And I'll say this. He's always shorted. I don't short up top. I don't short up top. You will very rarely see. That's why. Even like last year when I remember it was 419 Tech. If y'all remember 419 Tech, a lot of you guys may be newer and don't remember 419 Tech, but he was a gold trader, was in chat for years. Unfortunately, he's gone now. But when I brought up this is why I short trend line and shelf cracks. Because why I'm shorting under, and he finished the sentence for me, because when you short under trend line or shelf cracks team, like say, let's just for instance here, NVIDIA under 3, say 2685, 327. You're shorting under what? Support. I know what seems at resistance, this makes sense. But what can happen at resistance? You could continue to go up. And so that's what's always been my thing. Like, well, there's not a full chance that this is going to be the resistance versus underneath the support, we typically do what? We go down. So I'm a very safe shorter, at least, to say the least, I guess. But that's me. I want to see, I want underneath support, we crack typically most of the time. Again, this is why I came up with trend line cracks. I was only a long trader and I was doing my recaps going, I always would talk to my recaps, like, that I posted on Instagram and social media. I would talk to them just so I was used to talking to you guys. I would always say team. And I'm saying, hey, team, the more it tests this trend line, eventually we're going to, and especially if we don't push a new high of day or get out of this uptrend channel, it's going to what? Crack, right? I always would say that. The more you push up on this trend line, you're eventually going to crack. Hit me like a freaking brick, just like a ton of bricks one day when I was doing one of those recaps. Had to stop in the recap going, you got to be kidding me. How have I never noticed this? Of course, mainly because I've never been a shorter. I always went long. But it was like, yeah, what trend line? Go find me a trend line that's lasted forever. Now, yes, we have some trend lines that are more bullish, and I'll show you, hey, yeah, be careful shorting this. It'll probably be a trend line crack, but minor, and then come right back on up. But the more I study, like I told earlier with Nick, you track and you journal, you really start to understand what trends are the best to short and when to short those trends or shelf, so to speak. Let's see here, generally so. Yeah, it's not always going to be. I could go back across the board though. I'll just have to find that and do like a quick study, like in a 30-minute time frame. And it depends on what he's looking at overall in the 30-minute time frame, like where if it finishes red, if it goes up, or if it's on a spike to the high of day area, and on that reversal, the first candle that turns red. Because I'll go back in time and I'm looking at some red candles. That we didn't see a big reversal after they closed. We saw some sort of reversal or none whatsoever. And so I would just I'm telling you, team, just use charting. If you use charting, it's like to me with Tesla earlier, the plays are going to just yell at you. You go back to Tesla. Here's my point. Go back to Tesla. The low of day is 208 in pre-market. Go back to Tesla in a 4-hour time frame. What under 208 if we crack under 208 to hold it up? Look, nothing. There's 208 resistance, but what's under 208? You have to go all the way down to 205, literally under, like almost to 205, right here. There's your first area under 208 that's going to hold it up. So that's just yelling at me from the rooftops to go short. Why would I not short Tesla? Why would I trade anything else this morning if I see Tesla crack 208? Under 208, it's got such a high chance to see something in the 204, 205 range. What was the high this day? The high that day was 204.48. That's the next landing, and we pretty much didn't land anywhere on Tesla. If you go back to we can go to a 5-minute time frame, we just went straight down this morning, you know, even below that mark. So that's what I'm looking for. And I want you guys, and I try to tell people when I'm doing, you know, the traders in one-on-ones, when you come over to lunch, use charting, you know, candlesticks and what time frame you use and what moving average you use and all. That's a big bag of gravy. It's great and all. But I promise you what's going to be the best is if you can figure out charting and where stocks are going to go to and from. Hope that makes sense. Okay, Slick, hey, let's see. And the only reason I use candlestick confirmation, like say in the continuation, is as I'm waiting for a trend line or shelf crack. Say in a small cap play, 1 minute time frame, candlestick confirm, I'm in for the trend line crack. Cool, I'm in. Now I want to see the 3, and then I want to see the 5 close below that. If I'm in the trade long enough, then I want to see the 15-minute close below that, right? And the more time frames that close below that trend line, generally we're going to pull back more. But I'm in at the trend line crack for candlestick confirmation. I'm up top. You know, that's where I'm using it because it's below the trend now, or below the shelf now. It's below the support we're going down. Then I use the candlestick confirm below that, or kind of like my Thanos crossover. Okay, I'm in. The crack has trend. You know, the trend is cracked. The shelf is cracked. The support is cracked. Now I'm in for this pullback because there's nothing holding it up, because I have X amount of room to run. And then I'll go through my, you know, candlestick confirmations one at a time as they confirm, using my Thanos crossover as well as we enter that to know how long this short can hold and essentially how much more we have to go down, all based on the end of charting overall, if that makes sense. Got it, Sasha. Spizzle Trizzles. Up and down. So that's what I'm saying during lunch hour stream. Just chop, chop, chop. A little choppy right now. Had that one move. Had the one move up and the one move down, you know. And the one move up, if you got the short, where to predict that would have been a little hard to do. And that's why I was loaded in my lobby. We can predict where the long's going to be. We can see, again, if I inverse the SPY here to you guys, where I would have loved to gone short, right? What's happening here? The SPY's building up so much pressure at 423, 423, 423, 423, and we're not bouncing up. We're not bouncing up. I am going short every single time I see the setup, team. Every single time for this to chase down to that lower VWAP band. Okay, right, to the top side, the same damn thing. What's building up for the longest time for the squeeze in this right here? 423 resistance, 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 resistance for the squeeze and pop to where? 424. Now, until then, right now, the next best trade, which I was alerting traders in chat, and I said that during lunch hours, over 423 for the long, or over 422, or under 422 for the short. If you're in already, so be it. But if you're not, to me, there's not a great trade to be had as of right now saying, here's where I'm going short, here's where I'm going long. Maybe right here at 422.75, 422.80 for this crack of this support that we're at right now. Let's see. I'll post a pic of what Minnie texted it earlier. Gotcha. And again, East, that's fine and all, but this is, I'm just letting you know how long is it, you know, that's a new study. It's new. So don't think it's perfection right now. You know, that's why I talk about like my trend line and shelf cracks, because I've been doing those for 3-4 years. Well, 3 years now. Well, 2020, 21, 22. That's 4 years of trading. 4 years now, essentially. I mean, I guess 3 full. But I did it in 2020. I did it in 2021. I did it in 2022. I did it. I'm doing it now in 2023. And so there's proof on this pudding of what this big track record. I wish Myron is in the chat today. I haven't seen Myron in chat. Myself, we're around that same one. Myron takes some of my alerts. He's like, I think he's got like 4 or 5 losses and is around the same, 65 of 70. That's my point, though. I mean, I just, when I see that, whatever that 30-minute candle is, I'm trying to figure it out to see what the trend is and that you guys aren't chasing too much overall. Let's see here. If I'm looking for puts on QQQ, is that wrong? Let's go for puts on, well, you'd want something to me in my right here. So yes, I would say Ryan under 357.60. 357.60, but then again, you have to worry about 357.15 and 357. If you crack that, then you're down to about 356.50. To me, that would be your ultimate goal. I'm just telling you right now, we're just getting a lot of chop during lunch, not a lot of big movement. So you can look for a short for sure. You can always look for a short, but how much profitability zone do you have? How many red lights down do you have to actually get to a bigger chunk of profitability zone, which to me is under 426 or 3 if I can talk, 356.50. There's nothing holding it up until you get down close to the VWAP. And that's your big red light. That's where you can run a big portion without having a lot of juncture in your way, if that makes sense. No, I can't find it. It's all good, East. Yeah, there's only so much you can go back to in the messages. You're like, damn it, I swear it was there. But yeah, no, I just haven't, just like I said, just practice it, journal it, team. The more you practice it and journal it, the more you'll see when it pays out the best. And it could be at that high of day area. You know, I just did a quick little study, and it looked like when it was at high of day, like I think that's what Deck is doing. When it's at high of day, and you get a 30-minute candle pull back down, you do maybe a lot of the time get some continuation down. K-Slick. What charting program is your favorite? Right here, it's not even close. Thinkorswim. Thinkorswim, 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 Thinkorswim. Love Thinkorswim. I don't know how many traders I see in chat, outside of chat, that are professional and not, that use Thinkorswim. I love it. It is beautiful. I love it. Taff, you got it? Taff short on 420. Yes, 100%. So Taff, I would wait for 422 to crack. Until then, you're choppy. And if you crack 422, you're down to VWAP. Under VWAP, then you're down, possibly then your big chunk of room can run more than 50 cents. You could easily see 420.65, if not 420.35, 420.20. Let's see here real quickly. Trader Girl Princess. So you're saying for SPY, neither puts or calls is a good move, right? Yes, Trader, 100%. You got it. You got it, Trader Girl Princess. Right now, I would sit on my hands. I would, unless you like chop, unless you like to, which I did that early on in my trades, and I don't even like to do that shit now. Hell, early on, I don't like to do that now. Sit around into a trade that's just like, do something, go to your area, or just move, and that's kind of where you're at right now, where you're not getting a lot. And so to me, where you will get a lot or more of a direct movement, which I want. I want right, or right. Maybe there's some stop, but it's here, and then it's not. I'm in a trade. Well, shit, it's down, maybe a little chop, down a little chop, and right now you're getting just chop. And so under 422, I'd go short. Over, I don't know that I'd go long the rest of the day. I think we're about as bulled out as we can be. Now, do we get up close to maybe high again today? Yes. But where to get in? Now's the profitability zone. Now you got to get in for that pop. So to me, I would just wait for the best setup would be if we do get the pullback back down into power hour. That's what I would wait for. As of right now, just you're dealing with too much chop, in my opinion. Sure, you could have got in right there, and on this bounce play that we created from earlier, you're making a little bit of profit, right now. But I mean, is it great profit? And you're just now finally getting it, So to me, I would much rather wait for that. Not many red lights, big areas of profitability zone. Let's see here real quickly, working our way down. 357.66 break for puts on Q. I'm a little about put in 100 Qs. What'd you say there, boss? What'd we say there? Sorry, I'm trying to catch up. Ryan, 357.66. Yeah, I would just go 357.50. Just go 357.50 just to be safe. Or 357.60, either one of those. Now, if you want to go with candlestick confirmation, you're all over it. You were good at 357.68, but I don't think you're going to get candlestick confirmation. I think you're going to have to say, okay, well, it's below 357.50. I seen 357.47. Oh, I got below whatever. I've got to get in now. That's what I think you're going to have to wait on. Let's see here, Myron, 40. Okay, gotcha. 54.60. So Myron, boom, 54 of 60. And that's what, since August, Myron, you've been taking trades with me? And two, this isn't, Myron's been, that's the other thing I'll give this, because it makes me smile like, what? Myron says, because Myron, sometimes I feel like MacGyver over here, and MacGyver's got to be like, is this real? You've been trading for 40 years and you never had anyone with that high win percentage? Like, you've been across the board. This is by far the highest win percentage you've been with anybody. He said, been 40 years, Myron. That's nuts. That's nuts, my friend. That makes my heart literally just burn, like good burn, not like bad burn. East King Ryan, got it. East King, East 99 King. Hold on, East 99, was that from like the Bone Thugs? East 99 Eternals? What's this? Boom, 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 boom. I think that was the name of that album, wasn't it? Something like that. With Crossroads? Damn, I forgot the name of that album. I think it's pretty much close to it. Yes, after multiple green name. Awesome, gotcha. Okay, so at VWAP, you're saying get puts. Let's see, Trade Girl Princess. For the SPY, I would say your bet. Well, that's where you're really dumb. That is where you're really dumb. Now, under 422, Trader, I'm just gonna call you Princess. Princess. Oh man, now you've done it. Now you've done it. Now she's done it. Now she's done it. I haven't heard this one in a while, Princess. So this one goes out to you, Peach Princess. The most beautiful lady in all the land. This goes out to Peach Princess real quickly. Princess Peach. Little Princess Peach right here, team. I haven't heard this one in a couple of months. I got to play this real quickly. Hold on. This one.
It's from my one and only true love.
Princess Peach.
Peach, so cool.
I love this song.
And with my star,
We're gonna rule. Peach.
understand.
Oh man, this song just jams.
I'm gonna love you.
Till the very end. Peaches, 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 peaches. Love you. Oh. Alright, so anyway. I love that song. So real quickly, Trader, Girl, Princess Peach. Why don't you just put Peach at the end of that and just make everyone happy? Trader, Girl, Princess Peach. I would say you're really going to start probably pulling back under 422, honestly.
I'll make you mine.
I hope you guys have seen this movie, and how you guys have, you aren't like, what the hell is this song from? It's from the Super Mario movie from earlier this year. Anyway, Super Mario Brothers movie. So under 422, but yes, under that VWAP, I don't see how we don't continue to tumble down even more and start seeing somewhere in the mid 420s, if not 420-ish. I love that song. Let's see here, YPC. I love some Thinkorswim. Yeah, I've been with them since 2017. I love Thinkorswim. Seen a lot of professional traders across the board use them as well. Traders in chat that use them, from Iggy and Active Trader. I know J Trades used to. Maybe he still does. I can't remember. Anyway, but there's traders across the board. Love some Thinkorswim. Case like you got it. Yeah, not the middle of but we still get Thinkorswim. We still get Thinkorswim with TD Ameritrade, so that's the main thing. Nothing's going on with Thinkorswim. It is not changing. If anything, maybe they'll work on the level 2, which would be nice, honestly, for sure. Let's see. I'll jump on the TL. Yes, definitely K-Slick. I love Thinkorswim. It is gorgeous. It's my favorite. It's beautiful. It's not that expensive. Of course, it's free to use. I think you have to have $500 in it. Of course, that's what you're gonna be trading anyway, right? Then you get to use, like, I'll just go through this team. Then you get to use all this cool ass other shit. Besides paper trading, you can kind of paper trade on the weekend. Now I know it's not like perfect and it's not perfectly on the dot. And I know some people said they had a little laggy issues sometimes here and there, but you can press on demand and go back to any day you want. See, this took me back to November of last year. You can go back to whenever you want and pull up tickers and trade them and practice trading. You know, so it definitely is pretty awesome across the board. Now I know it's in depth. I mean, there's tools, education. There's so much that you can use here. I have a 1 hour tutorial on on YouTube. I have a Thinkorswim setup and tutorial video. So any of you people that need any help with Thinkorswim, I do have an hour-long video breaking it down. See, joke. I'm already put from 2 hours ago. Should I hold? If I'm already put for. Oh yeah, you're good. Yes, yeah. Joke got in highs 22s. Yeah, joke. You're good. Because what you want now, Joke, and now I'm thinking of course, I think of Joke, who plays for my Nuggets, and so I'm like, and someone say something about the Broncos. Did I miss that one earlier? I missed something about the Broncos earlier. You got analysis, K-Slick. Say something about the Broncos. I thought someone maybe did. Anyway, my Broncos yesterday, finally, the shit-ass team that they are this year. Can't even believe it. Anyway, but yes, I would say Joke. Reminding me of my Denver Nuggets. You need this crack right here. 422.65, 422.70. You need this crack. You're good. You were good, definitely good to hold. But again, that delta depends on where what your contract expiration date is, boss. That theta is gonna start kicking your ass here soon, because the longer you stay in this trade. And so unless it's further out, that's great. If it's not, you start seeing anywhere in the 420, the low 422s, 422 or lower, just take that profit, and hopefully you get that dump with that profit taking. You need to crack this shelf though right here, Joke, and you're good to hold unless we get back over, in my opinion, 422. I'd give it 422.20, 422 or 423.30, 423.20, somewhere in this area. If we get back over that, we're gonna see. We could probably see another high of day test. I don't know, but I would say this would be your other area to worry about is 423.75. If we get through 423.75, you know you're at high of day. To me, it's starting to look a little larchy, though, team. We're starting to look a little larchy here across the board, and I'd be looking for a short here and more pullback soon, to be honest. T-Farm, I keep saying that you get burned in the 1 minute time frame versus the 3 or 5. Could you clarify why? Do you ever switch to the 1 minute time frame? That's for the large cap play. So here's why I'm saying in the large cap plays that they're going to burn you. So let's just go to a 1 minute candlestick confirmation, boss. Let's just use that one real quickly, okay? And you want to go for say the 423 break. Look what would have happened right here at 423 earlier. We aren't breaking it. Okay, cool, in the 1 minute time frame. We're not breaking. Okay, we broke it. We're in, and then we're back down. Damn, right? Versus now, let's just go to, like, say, a 3 minute candlestick confirmation. Didn't break it, didn't break it. Oh, we did, right? And then we didn't. So that's when I go to, and then notice that later in the day, what have I said? Later in the day, I go to 5. And then when we do get it actually in the 5, that's why I was talking about that candlestick, the continuation. Go through all of them because it's not just everyone's in a 1 minute time frame. I know a lot of newer traders are, but there's not many experienced traders that have been doing this for 4, 5, 6, 7 years that at this time of the day they're in a 1 minute. They're in a 3 easily, if not a 5, a 15 at something. And so that's why a lot of the time, or especially earlier in the day, I've noticed, say for like trend line cracks, 1 minute candlestick confirmation, we close and open below this trend line, and then something like this will happen. We close and open outside of it, and then just boomerang, we're right back on up to new high of day. And so I like going with that 3 or 5 minute just to give me the confirmation. Now again, how much, like I went over this multiple times here recently, how much am I using candlestick confirmation and waiting for that in large cap plays? Probably only 20% of the time because we get so much momentum. I'm just in for the trend overall for the, like say Tesla earlier, I just want the trend line to crack. And after the trend line cracks and I get down a certain amount that I feel I'm safe, which at this point was, to me, was under this 209.55, 209.60 mark, I'm just pulling the trigger because the trend line's crack. I can't wait for candlestick confirmation in a 3 or a 5, so I'm just in. Now, do I like to see maybe after that a 1 that moves over to a 3, etc. on down? And that's what I'm doing at that point in waiting for 1, 3, 5 and all to crack. But a lot of time you've just got to, like, say here, like even a 3 minute time frame under 208, which is under my low of day. How are you candlestick confirm? Yeah, it's so far down. And so I would go under this lower shadow. What I typically do is say, okay, well, here's where we just confirmed at. There's the low of day that we were worried about. And now here's the new low we just took part of. So under that lower shadow, again, there's where I'm just pulling the trigger. If I see anything under essentially 207.50, AK is firing that sniper. He is firing round after round after round. Yes, you're the man. Appreciate it, Myron. Never. 43 years. Been doing it 43 years, man. That is crazy. And hold on. East 99, is that what that's from? East 99 Eternal? Crossroads? Dad, that's what I thought. I was right. East 99 Eternal creeping on. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. East 99 sounds like Bismarck. I love it, though. Love you guys. I love that movie. Well, now I'm just working my way through everything here now. I'm like slowly catching up. Mala, love you guys. So is that right, though, East 99? Is that what you named it for, if you're still around? Myron, though, just killing it. Love how Myron has just been killing it. I mean, that's just crazy win rate. VB trades. I love that movie. What movie was I just talking about, VB? Like, talk about so much stuff in so much amount of time, or a little amount of time, I should say. But 20 area is doing you think it breaks that? Yeah, I'm not too worried about the 200 moving average like a lot of traders are. I don't see too much. Like, let's just go to the SPY. Let me know there's a time that there's a 200-day moving average that really has meant a lot, right? Let's go to the 200-day moving average. Boy, we just floating through that thing like butter. I mean, some days we kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not really, I mean, there are maybe days within that we hold or don't hold. I just don't see a lot in the 200-day that makes me feel as if it's just a major moving average that traders are really looking at overall support or resistance, at least in my opinion. Just not major. Not recently, as much chop as we've had since we went to, you know, the craziness of late 2022 to 2023 where we're up, down, I should say late 2021 into 2022, and we've just been up, down, and all around. And I think a lot of the time those aren't playing the best of support and resistance. So do I think it goes below it? In my opinion, I do. Let's see here, but do you use the app or desktop? Oh, desktop. So you can see right here, this is desktop. You can see this desktop. This is the desktop version. I don't know if you guys were asking me, but yeah, definitely desktop. Definitely the desktop version. Desktop app. Well, not, like I said, I was saying, yeah, not the website, if that's what you're asking for sure. So essentially, I'm not using, I get in those terms all the time, YPC. I'm actually using the platform, the download, right? So I have the desktop download that you can download. So not the actual web platform, not the web platform, but the actual app that you download. That you got to double click on that says Thinkorswim on your actual computer. Link for Thinkorswim training. Yes, Thinkorswim training here. How about this? How about this for all you guys that have maybe not seen any of my videos, YouTube, haven't subscribed, this, that, or the other. Go over. Here's my Instagram. Here is my YouTube. I do need to get off. I forgot I have one-on-ones coming up here. I forgot it's already 20 past the top of the hour. There is my Instagram and there's my YouTube team. So click on that YouTube link right there. If you click on the YouTube link, then you click on that and type in TOS. You type in TOS and then boom, first thing that pops up is Thinkorswim setup and tutorial. So TOS. Setup, African type, and tutorial. Certainly can't type today. Boom. There you go. Oh, Super Mario. Got it. Yes. That is a great movie, VB Trades. We need to watch that. Let's get some popcorn this weekend. I ain't got nothing to do, VB, I should say. You put it on your TV. I'll put it on my TV. Grambo, got it. Joke today, expiration date. Joke, yes. So on this pullback right here, joke, here we go. I'm telling you, when we get under 422, start taking some that into the VWAP. Here you go. I figured we'd get below that Mala and that 50 day. The 50 day, or the 200 day is not major to me. 200 day is just not major to me. At least recently. All right, appreciate you. Got it, joke. Call me Chief. I like it. Chief AK. Part of the AK tribe over here. Already held through the 24s. Oh, there you right. And then here you go. Now you're paying out. You're making. I told you were good to hold, baby. Making that money. Oh my gosh, team. Real quickly, let's go to SPY and look at Air Jordan team. Very careful and low volume on this play, but man, I just realized this was back up to 200. Let's see here. Let's see. Bone Thugs. That's right. J Chan. Super Mario. I'm catching back up here. Okay, Cat SPY short under 423.50. Yeah, Cat. I'm telling you right now. Yeah. So this area that we were just talking about, we just got I think he meant 422.50. Did you mean 422.50? 422.50, Cat. And yes, there's your quick short. But again, to me, the major area is under 422. Under 422, team. Mark my words right now. You can count it and count your money up later. And thank your boy AK over here. Under 422. And when this cracks the VWAP, I promise you, you are going to get a good play on the SPY in a pullback, team. I promise you. And Meta under 315 would be another good one. But under 322 is where the short comes in at. Under 322, look at that. Right off of it again. 422. Under 422 is huge. You got it. There you go. Got it. Cat, you got it. YPC done. Seismic. Got it, team. Let's see, locked in 4. There you go, boss. There you go. Trader Girl Princess. Where's the VWAP if I'm at? Trader Girl Princess right here at 421.50. So my purple line. So the purple line is my VWAP. Purple line is the VWAP 421.56. 421.56 is the VWAP. Joke got the profit. Joke's like, I'm out. Got my profits. Good luck, everybody else. Gina, can you check LMDX? LMDX. Yep, nice slow and steady mover today overall. Gina up over 36 cents here. Gina, 35, 36 cents. Watch for a pop to 40, possibly 43. Over 43, that's where it's got some legs to run. Actually, it's over 48. So over 43, Gina, we do have room up to about 45, then to 48. Over 48, we have room to run up, potentially even, that's where the real big move comes, up to say 52 cents, then potentially up to 54.5, 55 cents. Right now, and typically most of the time, though, Gina, these plays don't really pop, rock, and roll. So just, take it slow and steady with these sub $1 plays. LMDX over, and I would wait to go long if you haven't got in yet. Your bounce play, is back down at 24, 25 cents, or your next best long is over 36, 37 cents. And again, team, those morning voice alerts, they were money this morning, hopefully across the board. I know some traders, again, I had a guy sign up this weekend. His first day, took Tesla advice this morning because that's what I was going to trade. Just went ahead and got in with me, I guess. Made $400 in 4 minutes. Said best day by far. So there you go. He signed up literally this weekend. And that was his first day with the morning voice alerts. And here's a link if you do want to sign up for those alerts. Do I ever trade Avgo, Princess Peach? I do not. Big mover, it looks like. Pretty decent mover, but I have not. I try to keep it simple and find the ones that I like the most. And my favorite ones are NVDA, are Tesla, and Meta. Those are my 3 favorite ones overall to trade and get in real good sound, technical sound movement from. Not saying that Avgo's not. I just never looked at it that much. Definitely can trade it though. I have, which is really weird. I've looked at it at some point in time because look, I have a blue line, and how weird that we're at a blue line right now. Like the one time you bring this up, Princess Peach, I'm actually at a line that I've looked at this before. So that is really weird. That is really weird right there. J Chan, thoughts on VIX? Well, you know, Vicks is always good to have around. You get chapped lips, chapped nose. Need a little Vicks overall to put into your, you know, life. It's always good. I gotta go back up here though, don't I? I'm looking at this right, am I not? J Chan with Vicks right here. I don't think I've ever really looked at Vicks for the most part. Let's see, holding down. I am looking at it right. Above 19 for long. Is this a big can? Okay, gotcha. Let's see here. Above 1950, more convincing for longer. Is this a big red can? Oh, for more weakness. Yeah, I would say 1950s you're long if you can kind of see that dip here, because then underneath that, then you're at 19, then you're at 1875 rule. So 1950s you're long. If you don't hold 1950, and then now if you get back above back above 20 and hold 20, which was resistance all last Wednesday and Thursday for most of the day, you got to hold those two. If you don't, you're back on down. So over 20, watch for a pop to 2050. Under 1950, watch for a pullback to 1875. I'm going to go back to air right here, team, because air is going bananas. I need to take a break, team. I have back-to-back one-on-ones here in literally a little over 30 minutes. Again, if you do want any help from me, there is my morning voice alert sign up. There's my website, and any help, team. Any help at all, whether it's the one-on-ones, those are an hour long done through Zoom, and you want to trade live with me, watch me trade live, go over charting, whatever it might be, come over and get some one-on-one help with me. Ask me all kinds of questions. I know a lot of people do have questions that they don't ask in chat. I have a lot of people that do that. Come over and get a one-on-one in. If you need any help heading into the opening bell, these are 1 to 2 minute long, some over 2 minute long, and then what I'm going to trade and why you should trade it every single morning voice alerts. 8, 9, 10 every morning, if not more than that, every single morning, from small cap to large cap plays, what to be looking for and what to be trading, levels all the way up and down to major reversal areas. So if you ever need any help heading to the opening bell and then throughout the rest of the day, just to remember where key levels are, I've got you covered. Thank you again, Cousin Greg, for that for sure. I know, Cousin Greg, hopefully you're still banking off those. Because, again, it's only $30 a month. You easily should be able to make $30 a day off of those alerts. Easily. Hopefully, Cousin Greg, you can give me a check mark, or anyone else using those. Like, yeah, easily make my money back in a hurry. Lost boys, though, lost girls, I am going to take that break. Dog's got to take the break as well. Yes, that is. Seismic, that is a cup and handle. That is definitely a cup and handle, though, boss. On the SPY, I see it as well. Beautiful cup and handle right there. I see it. I truly do. What do you got there on the 15-minute time frame? Looks like SPY. And you have, yeah, you can see what you're looking at though overall. A little wonky. It is a little wonky, but that's what you're looking for. 100%. Got it, Seismic, Cousin Greg. Sorry, lost boys, lost girls. I'm out of here till tomorrow morning. Watch for my alerts. I'll see you all back there tomorrow morning. All here tomorrow morning. I'll have my alerts in this lobby and in Dex lobby. And until then, team, let's get it in 3, 2, 1. Bangarang!
This is a beat you can't touch. I told you, homeboy, you can't touch this. Yeah, that's how we living, and you know you can't touch this. Look in my eyes, man, you can't touch this. And get if I go and catch this beat while it's rolling. Hold on, pump a little bit and let them know what's going on like that. Like that. Hold on a minute, just don't fall on back. Let them know that you're too much. And this is a beat they can't touch. Yo, I told you can't touch this. Why you standing there, man? You can't touch this. Yo, sound the bell. School is in, sucker. You can't touch this. Give me a song or rhythm, making them sweat. That's what I'm giving them now. They know. You talk about the hammer, you're talking about a show that's hyped and tight. Singles are sweating so fast, them a white or tape. To learn what it's gonna take in the 90s to burn the charts. Legit. Either work hard or you might as well quit. That's word because you know you can't touch this. You can't touch this. Break it down. Stop. Hammer time. Go with the flow. It is said if you can't groove the list, then you probably are dead. So wave your hands in the air. Bust a few moves. Run your fingers through your hair. This is it. For a winner, dance to this, and you're gonna get there. The move, slide your rump. Just for a minute, let's all do the bump. touch this. Look, man, you can't touch this. You better get hype, boy, cause you know you can't touch this. Ring the bell, school's back in. Break it down. Stop. Hammer time. Touch this. You can't touch this. You can't touch this. Break it down. Stop. Hammer time. Every time you see me, the hammer's just so hype. I'm dope. And I'm magic on the mic. Now why would I ever stop doing this? With others making records that just don't hit. I tour around the world, from London to the Bay. It's hammer, go, hammer, empty hammer, yo, hammer, and the rest can go and play. You can't touch this. You can't touch this. You can't touch this.
I sure wonder when I feel with my